All of my friends said you moved out west. You tell me stories underneath sunsets. Could it be more than just one night? Kissing the cab ride, head turning left, right. Get a ticket for two to wherever you choose. Drinking some red out of the blue. You say my name with your accent, makes me remember how much I missed you. Hope you're planning to stay for a million days. You'll be my summer in December. Hey boy, trust my intuitions always. I'm not superstitious, I got lucky. Stole your heart and it was mine for the taking. I'm bad at pretending, you know I'll be true. Sunday mornings and midnight lights, turn into songs that you watch me write. Stole your sweater on that night, you took a picture, keep by my bedside. So you're mine when you're gone, baby, please don't be long. I got my ticket to the west side. You say my name with your accent, makes me remember how much I missed you. Hope you're planning to stay for a million days. You'll be my summer in December. Hey boy, trust my intuitions always. I'm not superstitious, I got lucky. Stole your heart and it was mine for the taking. It was mine for the taking. It was mine for a million days, in a million ways. Stole your heart and I got lucky. Stole your heart and it was mine in a million ways, for a million days.
Yo, what is up, Twitch chat? I am so goddamn excited for this stream. I am unbelievably happy to share this experience with all of you. We are going to be co-streaming the St. Jude Play Live Digital Summit, and I could not be more excited, honestly. I'm, like, genuinely so freaking pumped about this. This is my favorite charity cause in the world. I'll just do a quick intro because it starts in 6 minutes, and then I'm going to be shutting off the audio of alerts, I think. But, or maybe not. I don't know. Some of them are funny. We'll figure it out. But we are going to be doing the St. Jude Play Live Digital Summit. For those of you who don't know what St. Jude is, it is my favorite charity organization in the world. It is an organization that is dedicated to fighting childhood cancer and other diseases. A lot of people know them as a childhood cancer center, but unbeknownst to some of you probably, St. Jude also raises money to battle other debilitating and life-threatening diseases just across the board, really. One of the really cool things about St. Jude is that every family at St. Jude does not have to pay a single cent for treatment, for travel, for lodging, for food, for consultations. Literally all of it is covered by the hospital because our donations help out with that. In fact, our donations have helped out so much, and they'll probably talk about this during the summit, but have helped out with like a huge hospital expansion that they're working on currently, which is awesome. On top of that, every time St. Jude has a breakthrough with cancer, with whatever diseases they're currently studying at the time, they share those findings for free on a database that lets people around the world, other medical institutions, doctors, whoever needs it, access that and utilize that research and apply it to their own methodology, which allows people all around the world to benefit from this and survive so many things. It's raised the survival rate on childhood cancer specifically a drastic amount since it opened its doors. So I'm very, very, very excited to share this moment with everybody. Normally, I would be on a plane. Well, I would have already taken the plane yesterday to Memphis, Tennessee, where St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is located. And I would be there in person with a bunch of other content creators who raise money for this cause. But we're in the middle of a panini. We can't do that. So we didn't do it last year, and we are not doing it this year. It's one of those things where they're trying to share the experience online. They're trying to share the experience online. So very, very, very excited about that. Very, very. But we will hopefully be able to get more people involved this year than even last year. Last year, we raised $21,000 in this community over the course of the month of May. Hoping that we can do so again. The plan is that this Saturday is tentative for if I'm going to be going live with the first St. Jude live stream of the month, because tomorrow, Morgan and I are getting our second dose of the COVID vaccine. And that means that I might be flat on my ass on Saturday, not able to stream or anything like that. But we'll see. We shall see. I'm very, very, very excited, though. Very excited to share this experience with everybody. Hopefully educate people on how we can save more lives, change more lives. And like I said, all these families do not have to pay a single cent, which is incredible. That's like such an amazing thing for a giant organization to do, is to cover the entirety of medical bills, the cost of travel, the cost of lodging, food, you name it. The hospital covers all of it, and it is incredible. And then, like I said, shares all of that research with other organizations around the world so that they can save their own patients as well, which is just so great. I just got my second dose about 6 hours ago. So far, so well. Good luck for your second shot, that you don't get any side effects. I hope not. I'm going to be doing the TikTok Zoomer thing of like, windmill arming afterwards. I have a couple friends who also like worked out a lot after it, and that helped out. I don't think there's like, I think if you're like susceptible to side effects of things, you're just going to get them regardless of what you do. So it might end up that I just get side effects regardless. But we'll see. We'll see. Why did I think we had a St. Jude command? We did like a long time ago, but it's one from last year. But we haven't added one anytime recently. When we did like the big sort of clearing out of old defunct commands, that was one that I removed because we're not, streaming for them at the moment. But as of this weekend, I will have one up on the channel. So yeah, very, very excited though. This cause is one that's near and dear to my heart. There are potentially going to be stories, videos, etc. during this stream that St. Jude shares that are going to be really emotional, make some people tear up. I cry pretty much every time. Like last year, I cried during some of the videos. When we're in person, like I said, normally we'd be invited out to Memphis, me and a bunch of other St. Jude ambassadors, to see these videos and visit the hospital and stuff in person, but obviously with kids being very, very immunocompromised due to cancer, due to chemo, due to whatever illness they might have, we can't do that again this year. So normally I just sob like a baby. Normally I sob like a baby during all this. So it's about to start, guys. So I guess we'll just vibe. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, it is getting going. So I hope chat's ready. Oh gosh, it's starting. We gotta go. Give me 1 second, chat.
Coming here was literally life or death.
We feel that we, on a small level, at least, are helping change the world.
Give me 1 second, chat.
Increase the survival rate.
We're here.
For children it's a very sad world where children don't get to grow up as adults and, you know, live their lives.
My first St. Jude stream.
You just want to like
St. Jude
show them your little girl and
is
be
amazing.
Like, you're giving me her. Like you're giving us.
Give me 1 second to turn up the volume too. I know it's low.
Everyone and they're all so different. They all come from different places. They all have different views.
That better, chat?
Everyone there was there for one mission. In this world, it seems like a very unreal thing for so many people to come together and just give.
Still quiet? Yeah, this is the problem with co-streaming, is I can't control how loud their output audio is. But let me see if I can get this up a little bit higher for everyone. Let me see if I can boost this. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the audio on alerts.
Saving cancer, curing kids. Wait, no, curing cancer, saving kids. What the heck was that?
Give me 1 second, guys. Let me try to turn this up. I want it to be louder. Hey, there's a Lenny.
I'm really excited.
All right, is that a little bit better?
Honestly, I can go back now, but I'm also just like, ooh.
Can I say hi? Okay.
It's for the kids, quack.
Yo, everybody listen here really quick and quick. What I gotta tell you about St. Jude, they're amazing.
Oh.
So this is all the shit that we put ourselves through specifically because we're raising money for kids.
That is barf. I didn't mean to eat that one.
Brian with a bowl cut. It's as loud as it goes, chat. I'm sorry. Loud as it goes. And here's the thing, is some of you who wonder why we put ourselves through all this. It's one of those things where like a little bit of embarrassment, a little bit of discomfort is so much more worth it if it means changing or saving a life out there. That momentary discomfort, that momentary goofiness
This seems perfectly
is worth
normal,
trading
but question, what
to
is
help
going
make a
on?
future for someone else.
Smash $500 in one stream.
I thought that username said Lenovo, that one PC brand. There's a lot of huge brands that help raise money for St. Jude. So I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Lenovo that had done that.
I don't know what.
Holy shit, someone got a 15K donation during their stream. That's
Y'all
nuts.
just tell me at this point, because I'm just gonna cry off my mascara.
Aw,
and
it's
my
Anna.
liner, and
I know her.
really
She's
hard
one of
on
my
this
friends as well.
today, okay?
You recognize some of these people? Yes, you do. Hey, it's Chris.
$500 in
Aw,
one
Chris is such a
hour.
great kid. I love him. I should call him a kid. It's just anyone younger than me I call a kid. Even if they're like 3 years younger than me.
For St. Jude in less than a month. What the? All right. Oh my God. 632.
Chris, yeah, Chris is so great. I love watching people's reactions to big donations.
I can't
What
praise
was
the
that?
chat in this community.
Yo, McLaffy Taffy. Another friend of mine.
All the hype in the world, all the hype, all the donuts. Yes.
Smirky is writing in the chat there, it looks like.
Hello. Thank you for joining
Zach.
us tonight for the St. Jude Play Live Summit. My name is Zachary Witten. I have the honor and privilege of working on this amazing team at AllSac that supports the amazing fundraising efforts y'all do every single year for St. Jude Play Live. I am once again sorry that we are
Getting
not
the
doing
feels?
this in person, but hopefully we will be all together again very, very soon, and I'm deeply looking forward to that. But
Zach's
don't
mustache
worry.
is
Tonight
epic.
we have an amazing night of content planned for y'all. And of course, we got to start it out with my amazing guest, Rick Shadyac, the president and CEO of ALSAC. Rick, thank you so much for making time out of your incredibly busy schedule of running ALSAC, the fundraising awareness organization that benefits
He's great.
St. Jude, and also for taking time.
Zach's
out from being
great
a
too.
guest
Both
on
of them are
Dr.
great.
Lupo's live streams. I really appreciate you making time for us. Rick, I was hoping you could start us out tonight by sort of telling us, for those that don't know, what St. Jude is, what the mission is, and really how ALSAC works with communities like this one to benefit the kids in that mission.
Well, first of all, Zach, thanks for having me here, and it's great to see you. We were just remarking, I haven't seen Zach in about a year.
Rooster Teeth Company
vaccinated,
raised
just
1.4
so
mil.
we're clear.
Wow, yeah,
But
that's
I haven't seen
awesome. They
Zach
do
in a
such great
year,
work
and I
for
wish we were
charities.
all together. But we'll welcome you all back next year. But St. Jude, St. Jude leads the way the world understands, treats, and defeats childhood cancer. Zach, St. Jude is that special place where doctors all around the world send some of their sickest kids, because St. Jude has the highest survival rates for some of the most challenging cancers. And what I would want everybody to know is that we're a specialty children's hospital, right? And that when we opened our doors in 1962, the survival rates for childhood cancer generally were around 20%. And then today, due in large part to the support of the gaming community and generous donors and the work done
That's
at
you
St.
guys.
Jude, the survival rate is 80%. So I think about things like that and the power of the collective and what they've been able to accomplish here. St. Jude is the people's hospital. And why do I say that? It's because St. Jude actually is run because people make generous donations to St. Jude. 80 to 85% of the money necessary to operate and to build St. Jude has to be raised. And the hospital operating budget is more than $1 billion. That's with a B a year. And the capital budget is hundreds of millions every single year.
It's crazy.
And then this organization, ALSAC, that you referred to, which is American Lebanese Syrian Associated Charities, it was actually brought into existence 5 years before St. Jude came to be, and for the sole purpose of raising the money to build St. Jude, and then ultimately now our job is to make sure that we can maintain it and support it and to operate it. And Danny Thomas established ALSAC based upon the parable of the Good Samaritan, which I absolutely love. And I think about that in the context of time. And I want all of you to kind of put yourself way back in history. But ALSAC was born in 1957. Danny Thomas said that he wanted to build this children's hospital. It was going to be a specialty children's hospital. It was going to treat all kids with
Mochi, we're actually not doing donations yet, so you're all good. This is just an educational stream.
Tackle an incurable disease called leukemia, which had a survival rate, this is a particular type of cancer, of 4%. Then he said, the crazy thing was, he said, and nobody's going to ever receive a bill from St. Jude. And from day one, in the segregated South in Memphis, Tennessee, we welcome kids from all backgrounds, all races. And since 1962, when we opened our doors, no families ever received a bill from St. Jude. And no family will, because of all of you and the incredible generosity of the gaming community. Long answer, okay? But that's what St. Jude is.
It's a fantastic answer.
Well, thank you, brother.
So I'm going to give you some numbers, and I want you
I
to
love
react
both
to them
of them.
however
They're
you
so
see
great.
fit. So over the last 7 years, gamers from more than 40 countries around the world have raised more than $35 million for the kids of St. Jude from donors in more than 100 countries.
That's crazy.
What do those numbers and that volume mean to you?
And we've raised like
First of all, it's
$40,000, $50,000
humbling
of
to
that or
know
something crazy
that St.
over the years.
Jude, generates that kind of passion and support around the globe. To think about that. But, our mission is global, Zach, and I would want everybody to know that our mission is global. So, Danny Thomas, when he uttered his very famous words that you see all around our campus, he said, no child should die in the dawn of life. Folks, he didn't say no child in Memphis. He didn't say no child in the United States. He said no child should die in the dawn of life. And that's why our mission is now global. And we want to make sure that what we've learned here in the United States, that we take it all around the world. Again,
Like I was saying earlier,
perspective
guys.
is important. I told you earlier that when we opened our doors, the overall survival rates were around 20%, and we've raised them to 80% today. We've taken that leukemia from 4% to 94%. But that's in the United States. And even that's not good enough because 1 in 5 kids, 20% of the kids, are still going to pass away. But Zach, in low and middle income countries, survival rates are flipped. Survival rates are 20% or less, which means that 4 in 5 kids that are going to get cancer are going to pass away. And that's completely unacceptable. So we know we have a partially solvable problem here in the United States, partially. But now we've got to take what we've learned here and we've got to export that around the globe. And here's the why. The why is because we genuinely believe that where a child lives should not dictate that child's healthcare outcome, that every child should have the exact same chance at surviving childhood cancer as a child here in the United States. And we still need to do better here in the United States, because if you're the mother or the father of the 1 in 5 that doesn't make it in the United States, the one really matters, and the one matters to all of us, and I know it matters to you, and I know it matters to all of our friends in the gaming community.
It absolutely does. And speaking
incredible
of the gaming
idea.
community, it's not had the easiest time of it in the media. We've been around as a medium and as a community for more than 40 years now. The majority of gamers around the world are now women, but we're still fighting that stereotype
awesome.
every single day that we're just dudes in our parents' basements. I know that you had to have had some reservations when St. Jude Play Live was first brought to you.
By whom?
Probably
By whom?
by the fact that you are a very smart man.
By whom? Who brought me this opportunity?
The entire community at large.
Zach
at
is
Allsac.
the first
It was
person
a
to bring
team
up to
effort.
St.
We'd
Jude that
like to say this
gamers
was
could
my idea. In
leverage
reality,
charity
it was
streams for
a
good.
community effort that we all did.
So
this
he's
together.
a
I could tell you
fantastic
all so much
person.
about Zach Witten. You should ask me sometime.
Please don't. I mean, please don't do that. Actually, if you want to ask him on Twitter, Rick Shadak is on Twitter. If you want to engage with him on Twitter.
There you go.
So, but the question I had for you is, over the last 7 years, like when we first brought the idea to you, like what your thoughts were then and where they are now and what's changed and what stayed the same for you?
Well, I think I had a lot of misperceptions as well, so I plead guilty to the fundamental premise
Zach's
of your question.
mustache is amazing.
But Zach, I thank you. I thank you for opening my eyes and my mind. I remember when I made a
This
little
is
challenge and
wholesome.
I asked, so why don't you guys ask me out to lunch? or
Yeah,
something?
Betamac,
We
yeah.
can just talk
Very.
and let's be a little different. And you were one of the persons, you were the only person at that point that had actually taken me up on the challenge. And I was just fascinated by the conversation that we had as we sat and ate over at the K Cafe. And you pitched me an idea one time in one of our innovation sessions, and I wanted to learn more because sadly, my impression was that it probably was a bunch of guys in a basement playing games and things like that. And then I find that the majority of people are actually women, and that it's all around the world. It's not just a United States phenomenon. I don't know why I thought it was a United States phenomenon. That's stupid. And then I found out that predominantly it's women and people of all ages. Okay, but the thing that struck me was, it's still a community, okay? And St. Jude is all about reaching out to communities, and because St. Jude is a community.
Seraph,
When
congrats.
when all of
That's
you-
awesome.
All of you are supporters.
That's excellent to
You're
hear.
part of
Thank
the
you for
St.
keeping
Jude
us
community.
updated. We
You're
knew you
part
could
of the
do it.
St. Jude family. So when I learned all of those things, I said, this is an opportunity to reach another community. And then, I have a little bias toward women. I got to be honest with you. Okay, I have a daughter. I have a son too, but I have a daughter. And
Same,
I work
though.
in an organization that I'm very proud to say, Zach, is 70% women, and that the majority. I think it's right around the majority, or at least about 50% of my leadership team are women. Some of the most significant leaders at Allsac are women. I think we have about 35%
Love to see
of
it.
our technologists
Love
here at
to see it.
Allsac are women, and these are not stats that you would find in Silicon Valley. I can tell you that right now. So I just thought it was a wonderful opportunity to be in front of another community. And St. Jude has always been about uniting and bringing communities together. And, thankfully you pitched me on this idea. You and your friends pitched me on this idea. Your idea was brilliant. You folks are amazing. You put all that together, $35 million.
You folks
and,
are amazing.
You know, all the countries now and everything. Oh my God, it's just, what an opportunity. You're pretty smart, dude.
I am a very good idiot.
I think I've seen that on your Twitter handle.
Yeah,
somewhere.
probably. Don't look at my Twitter. Don't look at my Twitter.
I do, Zach, just so you know. Okay.
One of the things that I love about working here are the little moments that we pick up. Anyone that's ever encountered our mission, like either been to the hospital or had the opportunity to work with our patients, our family, or the staff, either LSAC side or the St. Jude side, they take away these lasting moments of memories. We call them St. Jude moments. For me, and you may remember this moment, it was a young girl who sung the Sia hook from the song Titanium. And she had a nasal feeding tube down her throat, which made it difficult to speak, painful even, and let alone sing. I mean, come on. And she got up in front of a room full of strangers at one of our all hands meetings, and she belted that song out. And I'm getting choked up right now thinking about it, but I will never forget that moment of bravery, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah.
You are blessed to have so
here
many
come the
encounters
onions.
and moments like that every single day. We just had one a few minutes before we're doing this shoot right now. Are there any moments that jump out to you that you would like to share with the community to sort of share like that same St. Jude moment that they all have?
Zach, I've been blessed and cursed to have lots of them. And you're right, the moments we just shared with Zach and Carson.
Guys, we're not starting donations till May 1st. Just to give everyone a heads up.
There's a
I
couple
appreciate
that
you
stand
being here.
out.
This is
There's
mainly just to learn about the
There's a young man
event.
by the name of Markel that was a real buddy of mine. And
Doesn't
I
kick
got
off
to
till
know
May.
him. I actually started thinking about him again when I was listening to Carson and Zach, because Markel
Oh,
had an
Carson and
amputation. He had
Zach. Oh, they're
osteosarcoma. But this was a young boy from Louisiana that I got to know, and I got to spend time with him before he had his leg amputated the night before, and to just sit with him and to talk a little bit. But the moment I will always remember, though, he was toward the end of his life, and he was in the ICU. And for some reason, I just decided I was going to go by the ICU. You can't always go by. I just said I'm going to go by the ICU and just see how he was doing. And he was hooked up to more equipment and tubes and all that stuff than you can even imagine. There was a sign on the door. Okay, I saw it. It said no visitors. But I felt like he would probably want to see me. Okay, and so I walked into his room, and I knew his family pretty well. And he kind of looked up at me and he said, "Didn't you see the sign on the door?" And he was like, really deadpanned about it. And I said, "Yeah, I saw the sign on the door, but I felt like it." He says, "No, man, I don't want any visitors." And I was like, "I'll leave. He goes, "No, I'm just kidding. I'm just." He was always joking with me, but he then looked at me and he said to his mother. She said, "Will you please tell," he called me Richard, okay, since we used that word earlier when you and I were talking. He said, "Will you tell Richard the good news?" And his mom, Monique, said, No, Markel, you tell Mr. Shadyac the good news. So she called me Mr. Shadyac. And Markel was like, "No, tell Richard the good news." And Monique pushed back real hard and said, "No, Markel, you're telling Mr. Shadyac the good news." And he looked at me and he smiled and he grinned a little bit and he said, "I graduated from high school. I graduated from high school."
I will
He
not
was
take
16 years
Rick
old.
slander in this
And that may
chat,
not
Sarah.
seem like a big
He's an
accomplishment
amazing
to a
man.
lot of
He's a
people,
great dude.
But when you've battled cancer,
We do not
since,
slander
I
him.
forget, he was probably 10, 11, 12. And you don't take milestones like that, special occasions like that for granted. And he was so proud to tell me that he had graduated from high school.
he
I was so
graduated.
proud that he had graduated from high school despite all the obstacles that God had put in front of him. And so I said, "Well, Markel, we have to have a graduation party, man," because he loved to party, okay? And I said, he liked bling, too. He liked, rings and chains and stuff. So I said, I got to get you like a graduation ring. So I reached out to one of our corporate
Rick Shadyac
partners,
just said
our great friends
blinged.
at Varsity. And I told him we were going to get him a class ring and everything like that and have that party. Well, we were able to have the party, okay? But unfortunately, he passed away before I could get that ring. But his mom did ask me to go down to his small town in Louisiana and to be there for his celebration of life. And I presented Mom with his graduation from high school ring at his celebration of life. But guys, you made that moment happen. You allowed that special moment, graduation, that none of us should ever take for granted, happen for that young man, and it brought him so much joy, and it brought me so much joy that I was able to see the joy in his face. But that's only possible because of your support. So that's one of those special moments, Zach.
For a lot of those families, like Markel's journey didn't end the way that we would have wanted it to. But that doesn't mean that because he was here that he didn't have the ability to graduate high school and all of those other moments that even the patients and the families that aren't successful in their fight against cancer, we still enable them to have time. And that time comes from the vision and the dream of one man, Danny Thomas. And I would guarantee you that most of the people watching tonight probably aren't familiar with Danny Thomas. I know for my part, like I'm probably the most elder millennial you can think about. I barely remember watching reruns of Make Room for Daddy on Nick at Night. And so I was wondering if you could sort of share with us tonight, like what that man was really like, because you knew him, like your father knew him, you grew up around him. Like what was Danny Thomas really like? What was the architect of this dream really like?
He was an amazing man, okay? But he
Austin,
was a
what's
real
up?
dude, okay? I mean, he was a real guy. He was a guy that you could have a beer with. And, you know, I want you all to know this. He had a 10th grade education. Think about that. So probably everybody that we're talking to here, maybe your kids are watching or something, almost everybody's more educated than the founder of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital was. He knew what he didn't know, so he was incredibly wise, and he surrounded himself with people that would provide the expertise that would allow his vision to become a reality, which was St. Jude. But he was a visionary, Zach, even with a 10th grade education. He created this idea of this specialty children's hospital that would be open to kids of all races at a time when the world was segregated. The United States was segregated. And he had this vision that he wanted to make sure that healthcare was a quality, specialty healthcare was available to everyone. And he wanted to make sure that
So important.
took away all the economic barriers. Think about it. With a 10th grade education, he thought completely differently. He didn't want how much money was in a person's bank account or how good their health insurance was to determine a child's healthcare outcome. And Zach, what I'll always remember about him too is he always had time for everyone. When he would come to St. Jude, he would go to the cafeteria and he'd spend time with the cafeteria workers. When he would get done, and I remember because I was at some of these meetings where we would be leaving the building late, he would stop and talk to the custodian that was
Exactly,
cleaning
Sarah.
the floors, the environmental services worker, as we call him today. He would stop and he'd talk, and he'd tell him about how important his work was. Or he would go down to the cafeteria and tell him he wanted to get a fried bologna sandwich. He loved fried bologna, you guys. Do you even know what fried bologna is, you guys? Okay, but he loved fried bologna sandwiches. He smoked
It's a
cigars,
boomer sandwich.
and he liked to gamble with my father a little bit. I will admit that. He was just a great regular guy, but brilliant, passionate, a visionary, humble. But man, he was a celebrity. He was a rock star. I mean, for
Vito,
those of you
what's
who
up?
don't know, he was a heck of an actor and a comedian. He was always telling stories and jokes and entertaining all of us, but still a regular, loving man. He's a person that I admire. It's him and my father and my mother that I look up to the most.
Thank you
Oh,
for sharing that. That's awesome.
what the hell?
So Danny Thomas became a celebrity during the days of broadcast TV, like
Yeah.
legit broadcast TV, pre-cable, where like
Like 3 or 4 channels, man.
Yeah,
Okay?
you had to have an aerial on your house that got TV from a broadcast antenna that was maybe, a couple blocks away. We're not talking like an international, worldwide, real-time reach like our broadcasters tonight have. And that's one of the most amazing things about St. Jude Play Live and about the broadcasting community, and about the internet as a whole, is that anytime a content creator turns on their channel and starts to talk about
Yo, what's
us,
up, Crafty?
they're reaching beyond like their city, their state, beyond North America. They're reaching everyone in the entire world. And because of that, St. Jude Play Live is the largest source of international individual gifts to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, meaning that people from all over the world are giving millions of dollars every year to support the mission of this cause here in the United States. And I wanted to know if you wanted to share some thoughts with our international audience tonight, and also sort of tell them what we're doing to support the global community here at St. Jude.
Yeah, so what a great question, and it puts the focus on the
Mine too,
power of
Beta
the
Mac.
internet and the power of this gaming community. So look, I challenge everyone all around the globe to join St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in this partnership with the World Health Organization, where we seek to raise the overall childhood cancer survival rates, currently around 20%. in
See you
low-
later,
and
Teddy.
middle-income
Thanks for being here.
countries, to 60% or more by 2030. So Zach, we are trying to do it this decade. And you know what? If we all come together, like the community came together in 1962. when they
Sarah,
opened
you
our
can buy
doors,
those
it was
pins
only
on
about a
their
decade
web store,
later
actually.
When that incurable disease of leukemia had more than 50% of
Same,
the
Matt.
kids surviving, okay?
I just
Was
want kids to be able
4%,
to
got it
live
up
life to the
50%
fullest,
because of
to have an
what Dr.
opportunity.
Pinkel did here at St. Jude.
Last time I
when we
checked,
all
I don't know if they're
come
still
together
up there,
as a
Sarah, but
global
definitely
community
check it out.
and put the best and the brightest minds together. You all help us raise the money that's necessary to support those best and brightest minds.
Yeah,
I
yeah, Bree, it
guarantee
is
you
weird.
In this decade, we can make what happened back in the 60s and the early 70s happen in 2020 to 2030. That's what I'm excited about. So I challenge all of us to join the St. Jude mission in trying to bring survival rates up around the globe to 60%. And the why is, think about the lives we're gonna save together. Think about
And we
those
have.
special moments that you're
We
gonna make
have.
happen, those graduations for kids like Markel and others that have gone even before Markel.
Thank you. I completely agree. I think a lot about, we had a guest come up from one of our sister satellite hospitals in Central America and told us the story of, if she has 6 children and she has to pick one to not eat that night, that's an impossible choice for her to make. And that's what we're really doing for the world. And it's incredibly important, and I thank you all for supporting us in that effort. And I do have some good news, Rick.
What's that?
We're through the hardball questions.
Oh,
We got some softball stuff now.
so now I think this is gonna get harder.
Well, it'll get a little bit more fun. We're gonna do a lightning round.
Okay?
Very quick. I don't want you to think about stuff. I'm gonna give you a couple options, and you're just gonna pick one of the options.
And what if I don't know?
That's totally fine. Just pick the one that you think sounds the most interesting or engaging or maybe the most fun.
Oh, no.
Okay?
You ready?
Poor Rick.
This could be dangerous.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to try.
Again, there are no wrong answers. People may judge you. And again, if you want to judge Rick, let him know what you thought.
Exactly,
Rick
True
Shadiak,
King.
I think, is
Even
your Twitter handle.
every
Yes, let
single
him know.
dollar
He's awesome on
goes
Twitter.
towards something at this organization.
So,
I've seen
first
it.
question, easy one. Sonic or Mario?
Sonic.
Okay.
He looks a little cooler. Is that okay if I say
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Go for it.
Rick is not a
PlayStation or
gamer.
Xbox?
Dangerous Rick.
Xbox.
Player 1 or player 2?
I got to be player 1, man. I got to put the pressure on player 2. Okay, sorry.
All right. Well, player 2 has joined the game, so maybe.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go.
A little more complex question.
I'm a leader, not a follower, Zach.
That's fair. I mean, I do work for you. Yeah, at any moment in this conversation, Rick could fire me. I'll just keep that.
Never. Anytime in this conversation, you can take my job, brother. Okay?
Their friendship
Controller
is
or keyboard
amazing.
and mouse? So like a gamepad or like keyboard and mouse?
Controller.
Okay. All right. So we're going to give you some questions that are 3 options, not just 2.
Okay.
So first one, pick a shell. Green shell, red shell, spiny shell.
Black.
It's not an option, Rick.
Oh, it's not.
Red, green, or spiny?
He's playing by his
I
own
like red or
rules.
Green.
So spiny?
Sounds a little. Yeah. Okay, I'll go. with
Growing
spiny.
Ashes, thanks so much for the
Said spiny,
17-month
so you're
resub.
That kind of a person.
I don't know what that means, though, guys.
All right. Moving on. All right. Tank, healer,
Rick,
DPS.
please.
One of
Yeah,
those
right?
three. Tank, healer, DPS.
Oh, he doesn't know.
I'm gonna go with tank.
Cool. It's gonna be
Okay.
tank. Awesome. Holding the party together. It's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna give you 3 names. Pick one. Isabel, KK Slider, or Tom Nook.
Oh my God.
Isabel, KK Slider.
It's no idea what's going
I have
on.
no idea who these are, but one of them, that one name sounded a little cooler. What was the middle name?
Isabel, KK Slider.
KK Slider.
KK
That sounds
Slider.
like a
KK
cooler-
Slider.
cooler.
That's the
I don't know
pick.
what the other two are, but what's KK Slider? Sounds like a rapper.
It's basically
I
your
don't know.
brother.
It's my brother?
Yeah, it's basically
well,
your
there you
brother.
go. I picked my brother. How about that? Okay, that's all right.
Google Tom Shadyac. He's fantastic.
Okay.
Last question. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh, that's a hard no.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go,
wow.
Chat, if you didn't
Rick.
like it,
Wait a second. Now, you a pineapple with pizza guy?
I am a pineapple pizza guy because I believe in an entire medley of flavors coming together to make a perfect flavor.
That was so politically.
About pineapple
Come
on pizza.
Pineapple and pizza?
You don't have just like cheese and pineapple on a pizza. It's like pineapple and pepperoni, pineapple and ham, pineapple and like pork product. Like it's the sweet and the salt and the savory.
I think I'll go with the pizza and beer approach instead.
That's fine. Okay. Totally fine.
Okay.
Rick, thank you so much for making
Dude,
time.
I want to know what I just committed to with these answers, though.
I mean, let Rick know what he did on Twitter. Like, at him and tell him how he did with those questions. If you disagree with anything, let him know. Again, thank him for supporting this amazing community of St. Jude Play Live. Rick, thank you so much for your time today. It's been
Fantastic
exceptional.
person.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to share with the community before you have to step out? I know you're strapped for time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all are incredible, and I can't wait, Zach, to welcome everyone back to the St. Jude campus next year. Hang in there. Get vaccinated. I hope you'll consider that. Get vaccinated, and then we can all
My
get
man.
back together and keep raising money for the kids of St. Jude. And think about joining that mission of St. Jude and bringing St. Jude to the world. God bless y'all.
Awesome, Rick. Thank you very much. Everybody else, so we've seen what you did last year, your amazing fundraising efforts. We've heard from the boss.
I just realized my
I think now it's
face
time to look
cam
forward to
is
2020
Rick's head during this.
2021 and see what
I
we
am
have
Rick
going
Shady-
this year. We've got some amazing new tools
Hi,
for y'all
Zach.
to fundraise with,
It's
some
me,
amazing
Rick.
new prizes, and even more patient stories and stories about St. Jude for you to hear and listen to. So stick around. Let's get started with
Rickly?
2021.
Oh, God. All right, I'm no longer Rick Shadyac. Guys, that's Rick. Fantastic person. Runs a really tight ship over at St. Jude. Zach was the one with the awesome mustache. Fantastic dude. Get ready to cry.
Me and my wife, Sarah, we've been married for about 9 years, and so Imani is our first child.
We were waiting a long time to have a baby, and she became my whole world as soon as she was born. From the moment you become a parent and you start having dreams for your kids, you start planning ahead, it's just instant.
Truly the highest point in both of our lives.
It was amazing. She was perfect, and everything was perfect until that day when she was 5 weeks old, and everything kind of spiraled very quickly from there.
That's so young.
When she was about 5 weeks old or so, that's when, every parent's worst nightmare kind of came into fruition.
She would look down and her eyes would just get stuck looking down. So we knew something was going on, and I think we were living in a state of disbelief that any of this could be happening.
So there was a fairly large and aggressive brain tumor, and within hours, Imani was having emergency neurosurgery. But she wouldn't stop bleeding during the surgery, so they actually had to abandon the procedure midway through, and they were only able to take 60% of her tumor out.
It's so sad.
At that point, we were on
Yo, Jordan, thank
hospice.
you for the raid, man.
I mean, truthfully, to put it bluntly, I was a complete emotional mess. Our daughter was deteriorating right in front of our eyes. She was getting sicker and sicker by the day. She was febrile. She was losing weight. She wasn't eating. So we knew that the inevitable was fairly near,
no.
and so we went out and we bought her a burial plot. And, I replay that in my head over and over and over again, because I don't think anyone in this world should ever have to feel that way or have to go through something like that. But, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital gave us the gift of life for my daughter.
Wait,
I just didn't know what my life was going to be without
Jordan,
her,
love you
but
too, man.
St. Jude saved Imani.
What?
They had success treating this
Oh, I
kind of
didn't
tumor,
expect that.
and the rest kind of is history.
Fuck. God, I wasn't ready.
The
I just
tumor
thought they
was
were
in the
telling a
left
sad
side
story.
Of her brain. It took
Oh.
up most of the left side of her brain, and 60% of it had already been removed. So she initially had 2 rounds of chemo, and after they did those 2 rounds, they said the tumor had shrunk. So at that point, they said that they felt confident to remove the rest of the tumor. And then she had another 4 months of chemo after that, just to take care of any microscopic cells that were left behind.
Oh my God.
And she's tumor free now. She's growing, she's reaching milestones now. Just a happy child. Imani wouldn't be here if it wasn't for St. Jude, and I can't imagine
She's
a
beautiful.
better place
Yeah,
to be.
absolutely, Yasmin.
You know, it's a cliche thing to say, but I feel like my faith in humanity has been restored. The second we arrived here, we had food, housing, transportation, treatment, you name it, it was taken care of by St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. There was not a single other care in the world except for Imani, because St. Jude made that happen. The best way I can really describe it is, this is heaven on earth. To the people who donate to St. Jude, you know, I just want them to know that I don't think anyone in this world or anything in this world has given me a greater gift. We came as 2 desperate parents, and they saved our daughter's life.
God. All right. That one got me already. Fuck. You have a donation link? Donations don't go live till May 1st, but the entirety of the month of May, they will be live.
The stories that I can tell you about the people that
Miguel.
I got to meet when I was a patient at St. Jude. Every night after a long day at the hospital, we will gather all together and we will play pool. Families will come in from every corner of the world, and we will just share. And we will call that gathering the United Nations. There was no alienation, there was no judgment, like no exceptions. And that's something that
Yeah, I feel you, Jordan.
find out there. But at St. Jude, it's been
I was not
happening
ready.
for so long. And the fact that all of this is supported because of donations, it blows my mind. And it changes you. I've been cancer-free for over 6 years now, and I'm working now for St. Jude, and I feel the same feeling and the goosebumps as I walk to the St. Jude campus. It's an amazing feeling. It's definitely a life-changing experience.
So 2 years ago, when we were allowed to visit the campus, some of us got to meet Miguel, and he is a former patient who had such a positive experience through St. Jude, he came back to work for them as an adult. So, just absolutely incredible testament to the type of treatment that this organization does. They don't just save lives, they genuinely change them. That might seem like a no-brainer, like obviously your life is changed if it gets saved, but the impact of kindness, of generosity, of just the sheer magnitude of the medical breakthroughs that they are capable of, it's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. So that is I don't know. I love this organization.
And I want to take the time to personally say thank you so very much for being a part of St. Jude Play Live. We appreciate you for your time, patience, and love. So you don't have to push every single day for St. Jude. It's always good to talk about it and have it in the chat, have it available, have it ready, but schedule the dates for your big pushes. And I typically schedule around payday.
Sounds good, Jordan. Thanks for letting me know, man.
15th of every month, especially with content creators, since we're on that platform, or every Thursday or Friday, every 2 weeks during that month. I mean, granted, don't feel like you have to do the whole month either. You do it at your own pace. That's another thing. You'll get burnt out if you think you have to push every single day and make sure that you're resting and looking your proper
That's
way,
for sure.
because
Holy
you
cow.
be healthy and because you're doing it for a healthy cause. So that's something that I wish somebody would have like kind of pulled me over and say, hey, it's okay if you don't hit
Yes, Shiny. This is the only time I will ever ask for money from the community, like, super aggressively. But we are going to knock the crap out of this goal.
Ask them, hey, what would be a great
Falcon, what's
day
up?
to do this event? I'm thinking about doing this, and this. And don't feel like you have to do everything all at once. Set you some realistic goals. Make sure the amounts are consistent, but not overly large. For brand new ones, I say 500 would be a good goal to start with.
500 makes a
Hit the
huge
500,
difference.
Do a milestone event. You know, and then double it. Hey, you want to go 1,000?
We're gonna aggressively beat the shit out of the goal.
There's
Yeah, exactly.
Small little incentives in there. But
I'm
celebrate
so
those
excited
big
for
wins.
May
Give
1st,
them-
guys.
and-
If
and give them
I
a
get to go
break
live
to
May
be able to
1st.
Recover for those big wins.
If
And,
the vaccine's
still
not
have it
destroying me.
available inside of your OBS overlay if you want to, or your chat.
99% in your
And
last
just
Final
take your
Falcon.
time,
Congrats.
pace
That's
yourself.
amazing.
The fact that you're taking the time to do it is priceless.
My God. I am so excited.
Thank you for having me. My name is Sarah Federico.
Oh.
And I actually came to St. Jude when I was looking to do my fellowship in hematology and oncology. So I had completed my pediatric residency.
Yeah, Bree, even if I'm not
I
up to
knew
it
that
because
I
of the
fell in
vaccine,
that I wanted to
the
take care
donation
of
link will
children
go
with
live May
cancer.
1st.
So I looked around the country, looked for a fellowship program. And when I arrived to St. Jude, I later called my husband and said, we're home. Like, this is where we belong. And there were a number of reasons that I felt that way. One is that I knew in my life that I wanted to write clinical trials and the goal for me personally is that when I get to the end of my career, I hope that I have improved some survival curves and been a part of that. And you have to do that through research and being able to move that bar in that manner. The other thing that I was really looking for in a fellowship was just being able to take care of the patients in the best way. And St. Jude is an amazing place to take care of patients. You really get to take care of them in the way they need to be cared
Kai.
for, not in the way that insurance covers. And then finally, there's something magical about this place. I mean, I would call it a spirit of St. Jude. It's just this palpable feeling where everyone who's here, they truly believe in the mission and that no child should die in the dawn of life and are committed
Modern Chow,
to
yo, what's up?
advancing cure rates for children with catastrophic diseases. And that energy and that excitement and actually the
Shiny, that's so nice.
here, because everyone's working towards a common mission, made it the choice easy. So we've made really great progress, especially in the fight against pediatric cancer. I mean, the cure rates now, when you lump all
Huge
pediatric cancers
improvements.
together, it's 80%. I mean, that's phenomenal. The problem
That's
is
incredible.
we still have a long way to go for the groups of patients for solid tumors where their cancer has already spread or when their cancer comes back. So it's been difficult to figure out what is the best way to try and attack those tumor cells. But
Crafty, that's
why we need
amazing.
research. 'Cause
That's
every day
so
we're
amazing.
learning more about the what
Kelsey
is
Marie,
driving
yo,
a
what's up?
cancer cell to act like a cancer cell, why your treatment that once worked is no longer working. We're learning that in the laboratory setting. We're able to translate it into clinical trials and hopefully advance the field. So it's that last 20%. I mean, our job's not done until the cure rate is 100%. I'm a clinical researcher. I take care of patients about 50% of the time, and then I design clinical trials. One of the types of cancers I'm very interested in is a cancer called Ewing sarcoma. It's a type of bone tumor, most often rises in the bone, a type of bone tumor, the second most common bone tumor in pediatrics and adolescents. And so we have a lot of we have a long ways to go to advance the cure rates for patients when their disease has already metastasized. And so I was working closely with some friends that are in the lab, and on the lab setting, they made a very important discovery. And what they realized is that Ewing sarcoma, the cancer cells, they don't do a very good job repairing themselves. And so we thought, well, that's great. That's a vulnerability that we should try and capitalize on that. And there's a class of drugs that actually work in that way. And so in working with the scientist, helped them design preclinical
Max, I'm so
studies,
sorry.
and
My
in their
condolences
models,
to
they
you
were
and your
able to
family.
cure Ewing sarcoma
I'm so
in a
sorry. There's
laboratory
so many
setting.
people in this
And then
community with
because of
similar
St. Jude's
stories.
system, because we have this
It's why
long
we support
history
causes like this
of
one for
performing
sure.
clinical research,
Fuck
we
cancer.
were able to translate that quickly into a clinical trial. The trial actually opened from the time in which the studies ended in the laboratory, which showed that we could cure Ewing sarcoma in the lab. The trials in the first patient that enrolled on treatment was a year. And that is unheard of. I mean, it's just amazing. And so we were actually able to complete that trial, and it looks like that type of treatment is showing
Max, we're going to
signal of
be here
activity.
for
So
when he
now
beats it
I'm
again.
opening another trial.
We're all going to
that
be here
should
for
open
you.
here in the next few months. We actually developed something called the Childhood Solid Tumor Network. We have all these pediatric models now where we provide them freely to any researcher or in this country.
There you go. Free
around
research for the
world,
world,
free of
guys.
charge. If you are doing research on a type of kids cancer and you want to use our models, we'll send it to you. We want to advance the cure rates. It doesn't matter who figures it out as long as somebody comes up with the cure. And so that's a fantastic
It's not about
way where we
money.
can share
It's about
our
knowledge
and help other researchers.
spreading it around the
There are
world.
a couple of
This is why
experiences that I
St.
would
Jude is
love
incredible.
to talk about. First of all, every patient is special, and I am changed, and I hope I'm a better person for each of the patients that I have come to take care of and their families. There's one patient that comes to mind, and this is a patient that I first met when she was 19 months old. This was in 2016, and we had just opened up a new clinical trial for the treatment of patients with high-risk neuroblastoma. So neuroblastoma is a type of cancer that comes from the nervous system. And unfortunately for this little girl who was halfway or around the country, really, a ways away from us, she had suddenly developed difficulty walking. And her mom noticed it. It's always the parents. The parents are so good. And her mom noticed it and took her into the pediatrician. And this is how often these stories start. And they said, oh, no, she's fine. I'm sure she just has an ear infection and maybe is a little bit wobbly from an ear infection. And then within a couple of days, she became paralyzed. She got hospitalized. And they did a bunch of scans, and they realized that she had this large tumor that invaded into her spinal canal and was pushing on the nerves. And that's why she was no longer able to walk. And when they actually completed all of the scans there, they realized that, really she probably had more tumor than more healthy body. And so she was in a lot of trouble. And I got the call from our coordinator who helps us with solid tumors in our group. And he said, I have this patient's information. I want you to take a look at it. He brought me a big stack of papers, and I started looking through it and realized, whoa, this girl is in trouble and we need to get her here right away. And so
enjoy the
we were
lurk,
able to
Omni.
bring her. It was a Friday night. They flew all in the night, and she arrived, and I came in on the weekend to see her because I knew the team would be busy. And when I walked in, you could just tell that she was in a lot of trouble. And there was this mom, and she was so nervous. And my son was about the same age. And I had kind of this moment where there was something about the way she was laying in that bed that it struck me not just as a doctor, but kind of as a mom, where that really could have been my child. And I looked at the mama and just said, I know you don't know us, but we have this new treatment.
Yeah, Scatter, this is
and we just need you to trust
more
us
of like
and
an
we take care of her
educational
like
stream.
you
This is
would
the
our
digital
own.
summit that I would normally
And
be
she
at
might get a
in
little sicker, but she's gonna
Memphis,
get better,
Tennessee in
and she's gonna
person
learn to
at,
walk,
but
and we're going to get rid
due
of
to
her
COVID,
cancer. And that's what she did.
we're doing it
And
online.
she
So
went from not being able to walk
all
to
information
sitting up
right
in
now.
bed. And at Thanksgiving, she first came to us in March. And at Thanksgiving, her mom sent me a video. She was still under treatment, but they had the opportunity to go home for a couple of days. And she had crawled. And I literally just cried.
Oh my God!
She was crawling
after being
after a
paralyzed,
cat, and it was the best thing I've ever seen. And she went on to be able to run, and her cancer all went away, and she now just completed kindergarten. And all of these things, when I think about her, the trial that she was enrolled on, which is using a new medicine that actually is manufactured in our GMP facility. So what our GMP facility does is it can manufacture drugs. And this antibody was made in our GMP facility. We used it in a different way than had ever been used before. And she is part of that improved survival of kiddos on this clinical trial. And so, it's amazing when I think about, for this disease specifically, when I came to St. Jude in 2007, if you asked any oncologist, what's the cure rate for high-risk neuroblastoma? At that point in time, it was 30%, and which is unacceptable. And within a couple of years, there had been a great study that was completed nationally, which is fantastic, that actually used an antibody at the end of treatment. And so by the end of my fellowship, In 2011, if you asked me what's the cure rate for high-risk neuroblastoma, it was 50%. And now what we're seeing on this trial that this
Internet's hiccuping a
child
little, guys.
was
Sorry.
treated on, it's going to be much, much, much higher. And the early response rates really look like they're double what the old response rates were. And so, you know, when I think of like what's a neat story, that's kind of a St. Jude story. And you know, that's only possible because of our donors. You know, every day I get to work here and I get to be a part of this treatment. I get to see these patients and take care of them. But our donors don't, and they still give freely of their time and their efforts.
Yeah,
and
Kai,
their
the
energy to make
numbers
sure
do
that
not lie.
patients
It's
like this
crazy.
Get to go
It's
on
amazing.
and learn how to walk again and get to go to kindergarten. I got a card from a mom in the mail, and her son, I cared for her son for a couple of years, and unfortunately he was not able to be cured, and he passed away about a year ago.
Oh.
And she sent this card, and this is what the card said. So she said, "You have touched our lives in many ways and shown us that our son's life was never about his battle with cancer. It has always been about love, finding love in people, faith in the goodness of others, and discovering beauty and peace at a time when sadness would have easily had control." And you read that, and she's talking about this hospital. We don't just treat cancer, we treat the whole patient and the whole family. When I think about the job I get to do here, there are two groups of heroes. So the first set of heroes are the patients and their families, hands down. I don't know how they're able to do this, but they are amazing and resilient and phenomenal and strong and just incredible people. And it's amazing to get to witness that. But to me, the second group of heroes are people like our donors who are able to donate so that we can provide this
It's you
cure,
guys.
so that we can develop
That's this
the next,
community.
hopefully the next cure.
You're
for the
amazing.
children at St. Jude, but not just the children at St. Jude, then it's the children around the world who then are able to get those medicines. And so to me, they're the second in the hero line. Unfortunately, cancer hasn't paused just because the world paused fighting a virus. And so every day I still see those patients who they need a cure. And I still see the worry and concern in their mom and dad's eyes that they know they're depending on us to make sure that their child grows up. And so we can't stop, even though sometimes it feels like in 2020, the world stopped, but cancer went on. And so now more than ever, it's
a great point.
important to continue to give to the St. Jude mission, to allow us to continue to support these kids and get them through treatment, to allow them to live their best life as they're
Riot,
going
that's
through treatment,
amazing.
and hopefully come out on the other side with a cure. So it is my honor to care for the kids at St. Jude.
That was lovely. I've been to the hospital and the like research facilities on the campus of St. Jude multiple times, and I've gotten to meet
It's the biggest honor in the world.
so
She
many of
makes
the
me smile
doctors.
every day.
They are incredible. Oh God, here we go.
There's different types of every single cancer. So leukemia
Oh my
has
God, TikTok!
different types of leukemia. Sarcoma has different types of sarcoma. I had Ewing sarcoma. And then there could be other sarcomas. So there's tons of other cancers.
Everything about her makes me proud. It makes me proud that she, at 10 years old, chooses to smile and be happy. She just smiles her way through life, and she's just fun.
Hell yeah, Igni. Thank you so much for sharing your
She's
story.
the brightest, sweetest, funniest, strongest little young lady that I know. She's just amazing.
Oh, look at that smile.
There's nothing more exciting than to watch your child just thrive and smile, even in the worst times. It hits you like a ton of bricks, and you feel like at the same time everything's in slow motion. How is this happening? She came in for a swollen leg. Now we are into, she's got Ewing sarcoma. What is Ewing sarcoma? How did she get this? Where did this come from? And then you immediately go into, okay, let's go, let's do it. What do we have to do? we need you to go on to Memphis. We got here and the red carpet was rolled out. I mean, they just already had all of Faith's information, knew what to do with Faith.
St. Jude helps me have hope because they help me so much. I feel like, yay, I can finally, soon I'm gonna be done, yay.
Oh. That's great.
I feel much more at ease. I feel very comfortable. That nervous fear in the beginning has dissipated, and I feel, okay, they've got this. You're gonna grow up, you're gonna have everything that we have hoped and wished and prayed for you.
When I grow up, I kind of want to be a doctor, and I really want to either be a child life specialist or a doctor, because both of them help a lot of people. It is very important to never ever give up, because if you give
Doing
up,
TikTok dances.
it's going to be a harder and harder journey, and you're going to be like, why did I start giving up? You have to keep fighting and fighting and fighting.
What would you say to cancer?
I would say to cancer, get away. Just go. Just go far, far away from me.
Oh. Ah. These kids are unbelievably strong, brave, and amazing.
For good. I mean, if you think about organizations that affect an entire world, it's a short list.
Oh.
Taking care of kids is a priority. Taking care of the families as whole.
Without donations, without people that care for St. Jude and for the kids of St. Jude, our match wouldn't be here.
You are making a difference, not just in a hospital, but in an entire world.
Oh. Man, it's sometimes when the parents go on, it's like just as emotional as the kids. Oh, puppies.
The program that we are a part of is called Pause at Play. It's our animal-assisted therapy program at St. Jude.
Oh,
so
they
we have 2 full-time,
puppies.
expertly trained hospital dogs, Huckleberry being one of them. They're full-time employees.
They're so
at St.
good.
Jude, and we focus a lot on visiting with patients who are experiencing difficult invasive procedures, going through various imaging scans.
Chameleon, that's
helping them
amazing.
take medicines, or just giving them a little motivation to get up and walk the unit with us. So whether it's providing some distraction and support during a procedure, or letting them hold his paw during a difficult moment, he's there to provide comfort and support to all patients.
What a good puppy.
And I think it's because of the love and comfort that dogs provide. And it's amazing when you walk into a room how the mood changes. He's really able to form such a special bond with a patient that goes beyond anything that we as humans can offer. Huckleberry and Puggle were actually both raised and trained as service dogs, but then they received additional specialized training to work alongside a child life specialist and in the hospital setting. So they've spent considerable time in their training at children's hospitals, orienting to the hospital setting, and working alongside of kids at bedside before they started their job at St. Jude. And so it's different when you walk in with a 4-legged employee, and so Puggle makes friends with everyone he meets, and I think it's because
Huckleberry and Puggle, I know, right, Sarah?
Dogs provide.
So cute.
When we started this program, we knew it was going to be successful, and we knew the patients would benefit. But
Riot, that's
I don't think
amazing.
we ever envisioned that
That's
it would
really
be
great.
this impactful, and it's far exceeded our expectations for sure. So I know when you get
Oh.
I think this program is so important to the kids of St. Jude because I really witnessed firsthand just the magic that these
Huckleberry
dogs
and
can
Finn,
bring
yeah,
to
that would have been
patients
great.
during some of their most difficult moments. Puggle is there to try and make it the best day we possibly can while they're at St. Jude. And sometimes getting some love from a furry friend like Huckleberry is exactly what they need. Just snuggle as close as he can to get pets and belly rubs and just provide that relief to our patients and families.
They also have music and art programs there that are amazing.
Moments since Huckleberry started working at St. Jude. I think I will always remember his very first week. For me, it was really an aha moment
Dog
to see
cam.
him in action and to really see the magic that he brought to the interactions with patients. So I think
So
back to when this program first started at the hospital, and when Puggle and I were greeted by over 400 employees in a special town hall just to get to meet the dogs and learn about our Paws at Play program. And just that breakthrough moment of having 2 employees that have 4 legs and are furry, that was a really special moment for Puggle and I to be able to bring that to campus. Some of Puggle's favorite activities are he loves to play soccer
Right.
with
Wishing
his
you
red
nothing
ball.
but luck with that.
Huckleberry
Seriously.
loves to spend time outside. He loves to zoom around in circles.
Puggle loves the water, so
Look at him
anytime he
go
can
with
get a
the big
chance
floppy
to
ears.
go swimming or play fetch.
Really anything outside he really enjoys. He also loves to play with squeaky toys, so the louder the squeak, the better.
He does have a keen sense of smell, so he enjoys going on hikes and
Oh,
exploring
look at
nature.
those ears.
Being as active as he can in the outdoors is where Puggle is the happiest.
We have recently started slowly transitioning back to campus. It was really fun to see him go back for the first time after such a long break. Part of me wondered how he would respond after being home for so long, but he was so excited to visit with patients.
Oh.
He was really excited to get back
What
to
a
work.
good boy.
We will continue to work with our patients
1
and
billion, thank you for
families
the
and
10
bring
months.
Joy. He's
Thank
always
you.
up for meeting new people and making new friends.
We're also hoping to grow our program in the future and, have more dogs that join our team, because that would really allow us to expand our reach to even more
I
patients.
love that
and
St.
families.
Jude like
And try
pride
to
shirt.
bring joy
It's a
during
rainbow
their
at the very
journey at
least.
St. Jude.
Huckleberry has this innate ability that really allows him to connect with patients and form such unique bonds and build a rapport that then allows me to make an assessment and provide a specific intervention, so together we can get patients through some really difficult experiences.
I always love his intuition and his awareness of who may need him and when they need him. When we're walking the unit, it's really
Here we go
funny
again.
to see.
Oh
Sometimes
my
he'll
God, dog
just
cam.
stop in front of a room, like he's telling me, Mom, I think we need to go see that patient.
Oh.
And sure enough, when we enter that room, there is a need.
They've really had a huge impact on so many patients, and just really being there during some difficult moments, I think staff really witness how important these dogs are.
He's playing.
And these dogs provide such unconditional love to patients, no matter who they are, what their background is, or their story. And
Right,
there really
Crafty?
is a sense of magic to the work that they do.
Oh, I love that. That's so cute. I actually did not know that they had therapy animals that like roamed and did that. I knew about their music program.
My
Hey,
name is
Jam!
Jambo. Thank you so much for participating in St.
It's
Jude Play Live.
Jambo!
When it comes to setting a goal for fundraising and streaming for charity, I always set a goal a little bit lower than what I believe our community can raise. While I like to set challenging goals and I like to, push our community to do as much as we can, I also understand that in the climate that we're in right now, it can be
Upslow employee badges, yeah.
difficult for some to contribute maybe the way they normally would, or how they want to. So I try to set a goal a little bit lower than what I believe that we can hit. But once we hit that, it's all bets are off. We set higher and higher goals for the rest of the month. We change up our incentives, or we just say, you know what, if you've got it, donate it, and we're just going to try to raise as much as we possibly can. And that's an incentive in itself. I know that it can be scary to jump into charity streaming, because you're going to see a lot of people that are raising thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, and you're probably thinking, like I was when I first started, that I'm not going to be able to raise enough, or what if we don't hit our goal, or whatever it is. But just, it's really important that you know that everything you do is enough. The money that you are
Even $1
contributing,
matters.
the funds that your stream is raising are all going to help those that are in need, and it's all donations that they didn't have before. And that's a really important thing to remember. So if you're thinking about charity streaming, just do it. Just do it. Jump in. Give it a try, because I guarantee you there is no better feeling in the world than coming together with a community to change people's lives.
Well said, Jambo. Guys, I've been to like the art room, the like physical
My name
therapy
is
room,
Chandra
the music
Pruitt-Miller,
rooms there.
And
It's
I am
amazing.
the director of the Center for Advanced Genome Engineering. We call ourselves the CAGE.
I also am the associate director for shared resources through the Cancer Center at St. Jude, and that is basically allows me to help several of the different shared resources.
Therapy kitties? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do, Riot.
Investigators.
What is genome engineering?
So in a nutshell, genome engineering, I think about it like a word processor for the genome. And I think about the genome as an instruction manual for how to make you who you are. So inside of each one of our cells, there's the instruction manual called the genome. And inside of that instruction manual, there are actually 3 billion DNA base pairs. And occasionally there is a mistake made in that instruction manual, which can lead to
Sarah,
disease.
is this what you're
and what
in
genome
school for?
editing allows us to do is actually go in and
Or finishing school for, I
maybe
guess?
delete a word that shouldn't be there, or erase and fix a mutation that could be causing a disease. Right now, what we're doing is we use genome editing, so that ability to kind of erase things that are mistakes in the genome or modify the genome. We use it to model
maybe
disease. We model diseases in cells, for instance.
That's awesome.
So if you were studying, let's say, sickle cell disease, we can go in and make that exact mutation that
the
leads to sickle
mitochondria
cell
is the
disease
powerhouse
in a
of the
cellular
cell.
model, so like in a dish, so that we can better understand and develop new therapeutics. And so that's what the CAGE, or the Center for Advanced Genome Engineering, does, is we work with St. Jude investigators across campus to help them create models of the diseases that they're studying, so they can better understand the disease, potential therapeutics, and just the underlying biology of what's going on.
And then they
at a
share all that
cellular
with the
context.
world.
Why did you decide to work at St. Jude?
I didn't know that I wanted to work at St. Jude until I got here, actually. So in 2017, I was doing something very similar to what I'm doing here at Washington University in St. Louis. And Paul Taylor, who's the chair of the Cell and Molecular Biology department here.
Good luck, detonated.
Called and said, we're looking to do something similar to what you're doing at WashU at St. Jude. Are you interested? And I said, no, I'm not interested.
Oh,
At
no.
the time, I was actually, I think 6 months pregnant when he first called with my second child. I had a 2.5-year-old and I was 5 months
She was
pregnant. So
busy.
it was just not an ideal time to be moving. And he said, why don't you just come on down, come to Memphis, see what
Matt,
St.
take
Jude's all
care. Thank
about,
you so much.
and-
That's the
and then let's
enthusiasm I
talk."
like to see.
So I did that. I came to St. Jude just to kind of see what was going on and kind of let them know what we were doing. He said, you can consult for us. Tell us what you're doing and how we could do it better here at St. Jude. And so I came, and I was just amazed at the mission, the everybody here, even the people I met in the elevator and the people that I met at the security guards, everybody would just have this attitude that they were working towards something greater. And that was something that I had never experienced before. So I really feel super supported at St. Jude, and making that decision to move. At the time, my child was born, so I moved with a 6-month-old, 5-month-old, and a 3-year-old. That was a big decision, and it was the best career decision that I've ever made, because I'm able to do things here that I would never be able to do anywhere else. I think I can't imagine how many times I say, like, we could only do this at St. Jude. Like, this is the only place in the world that we could really do what we're doing.
What sets St. Jude apart from other pediatric cancer research facilities?
I tell people that St. Jude's kind of like a magical fairy tale land to do science, because you're just supported so well at St. Jude, both financially, as far as doing the research that matters. So you have a good idea, you have a good rationale for doing it. You can do the experiment that matters, the right experiment, without saying, well, this is the right experiment, but I just really can't do that because of whatever constraints, and you can actually do what's important. The model is completely different at St. Jude. Normally you are really strapped for being able to fund your research. And we're really frugal here at St. Jude too. Like, we try to do the best experiments and be
May
good
1st,
users,
Falcon.
of the dollars that we are blessed with.
And then the whole month of May.
But the model is completely different. It's basically like, do good science, help others do good science in a shared resource. And that's what they want. They want us to do great science. And I don't think that
With
is
specific goals for
necessarily
this
what
year,
other
St. Jude,
institutions
I
are
will
always
have
their number
many
one focus.
milestone incentives this year.
And so it's a magical fairy tale land where we can collaborate, we can freely exchange ideas. We actually are built, my group is built to help other people do great science.
How does your work impact patient care?
The way it works at St. Jude, so here, I'll give you an example. We have a lot of patients at St. Jude, and they have, let's say we identify a gene that's causing a
I
disease. or
typed
we
you so,
think it's
Corey, you're
causing a
doing great.
disease.
I really appreciate you being here right now,
we would
honestly.
get sequencing information from that patient. we can actually model that disease or the mutation that they have in the cell culture. So in a dish, so in cells in a dish. And then we can give that back to the investigator, and they can potentially try out a therapeutic. They can say, okay, if I make this modification, or if I do X, Y, or Z, what happens in the context of this specific patient's mutation? And so we kind of could be in the middle, if you say. So like we could get information from a patient information, make the modification, and then provide it back to the end user or the St. Jude clinician.
Sarah, I'm so glad.
We also can make, so let's say somebody is just studying a disease of interest. We can make a model of that disease so that they can better understand the mechanism.
Things beyond cancer at St. Jude.
So we kind of are on both sides. And then the third thing I would say is that we also help with our cell and gene therapy programs. And I work on I mentioned sickle cell earlier, but I work on as part of the sickle cell St. Jude Research Consortium. And we really are trying, we're trying to develop a novel therapeutic for not just treating sickle cell disease, but curing it. And we're really optimistic about that going forward.
What is the most exciting thing you're working on?
I get excited every day I come to work. I think everything we do is exciting. And I know that sounds very cliche, probably.
Cell culture and cell culture.
One of the things I'm very proud of as far as the group that I have, that I direct, is that we are so collaborative and that we are helping science advance in so many different fields. So the CAGE helps researchers in developmental neurobiology and cell and molecular biology and hematology. We help investigators across the institution. And I'm so proud of that because we are basically advancing science throughout St. Jude. And that's more than I could do if I was running just my individual lab. We're really having an effect across all research at St. Jude, and expediting scientific discovery through our services. I am super excited about the Sickle Cell Collaborative Consortium because I think, I'm hoping, and I really feel like in the next 2 to 5 years, we're going to be going to hopefully a clinical trial for sickle cell disease.
2 to 5, guys. That is so soon.
Saying, here, take this pill every day for the rest of your life. We're saying we've done a treatment on your cells that will allow you to be disease free. We basically will cure people of their sickle cell genetic disease.
What does
for sickle cell? That's super common.
I mean, it's
right. I know, right?
Right?
It's
like,
so interesting.
Think of all the people that are affected. So let's just talk about sickle cell disease because that's the thing.
Holy shit, that's amazing, right?
That's
yeah,
closest
seriously,
to
Brie.
that word cure. If you think about just there's 100,000 patients in the United States and millions across the world.
That's so funny.
But the 100,000 patients in the United States, they have caregivers, they have kids, they have parents. All of those people's lives are affected by the disease that their loved one has. And if you can actually cure someone of their genetic disease so they don't have pain crisis, so they don't have to take pills every day, so they don't have a shortened lifespan, that's amazing. It really is everything. And I know that is cliche to say, but that's what keeps you up in the morning, or that keeps you going every day. That's what wakes me up in the morning and gets me excited to come to work.
That's so.
And, I think about whenever I was making
that's
the
so
decision
incredible.
to come to St. Jude. I remember going through K Cafe, which we can't do right now. But going through K Cafe really had an impact on me because, this vision of Danny Thomas saying that we want researchers, clinicians, and patients all to eat together. That's really impactful. And so some days I'll be in a lab and I'll be having a bad day thinking, why isn't this working? It's really frustrating. I'm doing the same
Learning
thing.
so much about
working.
science.
What
an edutainment stream. Exactly, Yamanaka.
And then I go down there and I'll have lunch and I think this is I can keep going. Like, this is what I'm working for. And I think that mission driven, everything that St. Jude is about the mission. And I think that has a huge impact. And so the idea of being able to cure just a single individual really is amazing, and motivation enough to get up every day. The idea of being able to cure a whole group of patients.
Enjoy the lurk, Kai. Thank you so much for being here.
Plaguing, not only the United States, but the world for centuries. Sickle cell disease is the oldest known molecular disease. We've known what has caused it longer than any other disease. And to be able to cure a whole group of patients would just be a miracle.
How does St. Jude inspire you?
at St. Jude, we are all united under a common mission of curing kids of catastrophic diseases. I think that mission really pulls us all together. So we all know that we have a part. I think on a
Yeah,
personal
Max,
note,
those are two different
you know,
things for
in
sure.
some ways it's hard. Like I have 2 small children.
Hey,
and to
I'm
see
crap
kids,
at bio
you
as
know,
well.
suffering. You
I
know,
remember
hooked up
very
to
little of it.
IVs or hooked up to different
But
machines,
medicine
I guess.
specifically, I
Even
know a
in the
little bit
KKK,
more
when
about.
they're you know they're with their families, they're with their loved ones, and they have so much hope when they're at St. Jude. It's hard at sometimes as a parent, I guess. When I first got here, I would think, wow, this is hard. Like these people are going through such hard things.
I feel you on that one as well, Austin.
And it's amazing to look at them and talk to them, like you're interacting with them just, you know, in passing. The hope that they say that we, you know, the St. Jude gives them is also motivating. The hope that these families who are going through so much,
Max, it's all good.
It's just amazing to me that they have so much hope when they're going through something. And so that just, again, it energizes me, and it thinks, you know, it makes me think, Chandra, get up and do your part. What is your part, and how can we do it better? And I just feel I've never worked anywhere else that is so driven by such an amazing mission.
Lightning round.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Oh my God, this
No.
question.
Not at
No
all.
one, no one at St. Jude likes pineapple on pizza.
I'm right now reading 2 books. One to my children, which is called The Last Kids on Earth. It's pretty good. It's also on Netflix. And then I'm reading The Code Breaker, and it's a book about Jennifer Doudna, who really, she won the Nobel Prize, her and Emmanuel Charpentier.
I will fight them
genome
all.
editing this year. The first 2 women to win the Nobel Prize without a male contributor or collaborator. So
that's so
super
cool.
Exciting and interesting to me. But I do like Last Kids on Earth too.
I'll have to look that up.
Did you pick up any new skills during the pandemic?
So I have 3 boys. Well, I have 2 boys and a husband that I am now cutting their hair. So we couldn't go to the barbershop. And so they said, hey, Mom, let's go ahead and you can go ahead and cut our hair. And so I'm doing that even today after the barbershop has been opened. They prefer that I do it. So if you see them, give me some grace, please.
Complete the sentence. St. Jude is
a magical fairy tale place to work and to do exceptional science.
I like that. Exceptional science.
So I would just like to say to all of you in the Play Live community, thank you so much for what you're doing. Continue.
It's you guys.
We really appreciate you getting the word out and letting people know what we're doing here at St. Jude. It allows us to do things that can only be done at St. Jude. So keep up the good fight, and thank you for everything you're doing.
Guys, again, I've gotten to meet so many of the lab techs and doctors and scientists that work at St. Jude because I've gotten to tour their facilities. Oh my God, this video.
Really look forward
incredible
to,
place.
Playing video games with
so incredible.
Carson is nice and kind, and he loves video games, and
we both really like video games. So I knew he'd be a friend from the moment I first saw him.
I love him.
Oh.
It's a button sequence that you have to do. You got to do the left stick up twice, and then press, which one was it?
B and up at the same time.
B and up at the same time.
I call him sometimes when he's in his transplant, and he would, keep to memory when I'd have my amputation.
We always play with each other, and we talk about the good things and encourage each other to do good at our appointments.
And we make jokes.
Yeah. There was this one time when me and Zach were gonna go to the zoo, but I didn't feel good enough to be able to go. So we just played video games after when I was better.
Good job. Pretty much get together and just play games and have fun and don't really think about the other stuff. I may ask if your appointments went well today or if you were feeling good, but
we focus on
Hey Jinx, take care.
friendship.
Thank you so much for dropping
Just
by.
make that our main goal, and just don't worry about all the pain and stuff like that.
I don't have to take pain medicine as much, and they help distract me, and it's helped a lot. Cancer has come back a few times. Now it's gone again, so I'm gonna go home soon.
We're gonna, play online and FaceTime each other so we can talk and see each other even from far away.
Uh-oh, wrong button, wrong button. Oh.
You're gonna get defeated.
Oh, man.
I just want to say that St. Jude is a great place, and they've given me my life back.
All the treatments and surgeries and everything else.
I think
To say that at that
great
young of an age.
that no matter what, people will always help us kids at St. Jude.
Good game!
Power of video games, guys.
Hello, Amy and Corey. I want to start by thanking both of you for taking the time to be with us to share your St. Jude journeys with the worldwide gaming community. So it's so good to see you. Amy, can I begin with you? So Zach was diagnosed with Burkitt's lymphoma and then later osteosarcoma. How's Zach doing today?
Zach is doing okay. It's hard to put into words the journey we have been on over the past almost 5 years. Burkitt lymphoma, he was diagnosed when he was 6. We came to St. Jude when he was 11, when he was diagnosed with cancer number 2, just before his 11th birthday. And for the past almost 5 years, June will be 5 years, we have been battling metastatic osteosarcoma. And we've had multiple recurrences. We are fighting a monster. At this point, we have tumors once again in his lungs.
Oh.
He's had 2 amputation surgeries, 4 thoracotomies to remove the lung tumors. The lung tumors are back. We're fighting disease in multiple
Poor
bones,
kid.
besides the fact that osteosarcoma has taken his legs. But he is happy every day. So how I can say he's okay. We're thankful for
Oh.
every day. We are grateful for St. Jude, and we continue to hold on to hope. The treatment he has been on now since last June is not considered curative, but we're just holding on to hope. We need a cure. Zach needs a cure, and we're thankful for every day.
Yeah, Yamanaka, this is like today
Bless you.
update.
You have an
Like,
amazing attitude, Amy, and your son is truly remarkable. I can't believe the journey that you all have been on, and I guarantee you this gaming community is going to rally behind you. I can promise you that, Amy and Zach. I can.
we
promise
love
you
these
that.
kids.
So Corey, we'll keep talking. We're going to keep
Okay,
talking.
thank you.
Okay, I promise you.
Yeah.
Let me ask Corey a couple of questions here too. So Corey, Carson was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, AML, at around 7 years old. So how is Carson and what's he been up to?
Well, our story is similar to Amy's. We've been battling ever since then, pretty much. We started our battle in Oklahoma, and in the beginning, Carson did not respond to treatment at all. And we were told that basically if we took him to St. Jude that we would lose him there. And that was nearly 5 years ago. He's still here today.
What misinformation.
He's happy. He lives a full life. He also has had to battle 4 times. He just is now recovering from his 4th bone marrow transplant, which is unheard of anywhere other than St.
Exactly,
Jude.
Chameleon.
We've just been so blessed by the time.
Yeah,
that we've
Corey,
had with
different
him.
Corey.
We've had an extra 4.5 years, and he's happy. He's very happy, and we hold on to hope as well.
Wow, Corey, it's amazing that you and Amy's kids have had kind of similar journeys. It really is. It's incredible. So I'd love for you ladies to share with our friends here what your experiences have been with St. Jude, and what's that journey been?
Well, like I said, our journey when we arrived here at St. Jude, we were told he had basically no chance. He had relapsed within the 100 days of his first bone marrow transplant. And we came to St. Jude, and I'll never forget asking his oncologist, what are his odds? We've been told, less than 5%. What are his odds? And he said, he's Carson. He isn't a number. And he has 100% chance of living, just like you and I do. And for the first time when we arrived at St. Jude, we had hope.
God, that gave me goosebumps.
We knew that we never wanted to give up, and we needed a hospital that would also stand beside us and not give up.
Wow, amazing. And Amy, how about your experience on the journey?
St. Jude is one of the most wonderful places on earth. And I wish no kid or no family needed the care here, but we're so grateful for the care Zach has received here, for the love he has been shown, the relationships we have developed, not only with our medical team, with the therapists, with the doctors, nurses, everybody in the K Cafe. I mean, we feel like we have a second family in Memphis, and Memphis has been our home away from home now for almost 5 years. And the friendships
Yeah, I
we've
agree,
made,
Riot.
Carson and Zach's relationship is remarkable and amazing. And the friendship that Corey and I have, and you can get great news and share it immediately. You can get some of the worst news and realize the cancer is back and share that hurt as well. And we also have friends and family now all over the world. We have our family in Memphis and the people that work at the hospital who live there. We feel like we've lived there much of the last 5 years, but we just feel so much love there. It's a place of love and it's a place of hope. And until someone has seen it, it's difficult to put into words what St. Jude is. But it is a place of hope. It is a place of caring. And from the very beginning of this in June 2016, we knew the numbers that we were given fairly early on were not good. And I remember talking to our oncologist, who we care so much about, and saying, we don't need to hear all those numbers. We know this is a beast we're fighting. We know this is a monster. We're going to fight it as hard as we can for as long as we can. And we've come to one of the best places in the world, getting great medical care. And we're going to hold on to faith, hope, and enjoy every day and make the best of every day. And that's pretty much what we've been doing now through multiple recurrences and through lots of treatment, radiation, chemo, amputations, you name it. Our kids Carson's been through so much too. And he's like a second kid.
Someone's phone.
Second son. I shouldn't say I have 2 kids, but he is like a second son, and we consider him part of our family. And we love their family, and we love our Memphis St. Jude family.
Well, let's talk about that bond that exists between these 2 wonderful guys, right? My understanding, ladies, is that it all came
All the
about
homies are
through
crying in the
gaming.
club right now.
So can you guys tell us a little bit about that? Amy, you first, okay?
Okay, I was going to say, do you want me first or Corey?
You first this time. How about that?
We met Corey.
Crafty,
and her
that's
husband, Will.
amazing.
We
Thank
met
you.
them,
Even
Jeff
the
and Ivy and
gesture
my
of
husband.
that.
We met them in the surgical waiting room when we were coming back to Memphis. We had a 9-month gap that we were blessed to be able to live at home after Zach's first initial 8 to 9 month treatment for osteo. We were home for 9 months before the cancer recurred for the first time. And this was December of 2017. And we were back at St. Jude to fight lung tumor recurrence of lung tumors. And we're sitting in that surgical waiting room so Zach can get a port. And there's one other family in that waiting room. And it was Carson's family. And they were there to prepare for another transplant.
They were meant to meet.
And things changed. So that is how we met. And we just talked briefly. It was a difficult time, difficult circumstances for both families. But we did mention the boys, and the boys like video games. And then when we were in recovery, of course, the boys passed by each other. But soon, I think, if I remember correctly, we saw them in the hallway or maybe by the K Cafe. And the boys always had a game system or a tablet in their hands. That's just how they travel. It is how they are to this day. And
they're gamers.
The boys, we started, Corey and I talk more than Jeff. Corey and I were talking. Corey and I were talking, and the dads were talking, and the boys start talking. And from then on, it was instant friendship and just the bond they share. Soon we were making trips to Target House so they could play games, or they're visiting us in the hospital, or we're visiting them outside of bone marrow transplant. It's a good thing the families, we all love each other because we spend a lot of time together.
That's wonderful. So Corey,
sweet.
As you reflect on it, how did that bond start?
Amy told the story very well. I was actually getting some really terrible news that day in the waiting room,
Oh.
and I was in a bad mood. I wasn't friendly at all. I felt like the first time we met, and I was on the phone with the doctors and talking through all that, and I could tell that Amy knew what was going on and didn't take it personally.
Right, I agree.
The boys were in recovery in the beds right next to each other, and Zach was getting his port put in, and Carson was getting his taken out and replaced with a central line. And I remember Carson explaining to him about what a port would be like, and then we ran into him shortly after, probably the next day or two, down in the cafeteria, and they've been like family to us ever since. It's
Oh,
hard to
that's so
explain
sweet.
how close we are to them. And Carson says multiple times that he doesn't mind that he got cancer, because otherwise he wouldn't have met Zach.
Oh,
wow.
It's just how do you look at things in that perspective? I
Yeah,
don't know.
what a perspective
That's
to have.
a special bond that will last forever, ladies. I mean,
They
that's
have many
so,
photos of them together in Zach's wheelchair pushing through the hospital. I think
Aw.
to add to the amount of time that they play, I think their record was 6.5 hours one night in the cafeteria. I'm sure there's many staff that have walked by and seen them playing for hours on end.
I love hearing that. I love it. So let's ask just a little bit more here. So how did playing video games help each of them get through their treatments? Because Amy, I know Zach said that gaming helped distract him and that, he didn't have to take as much pain medication. So can you share a little bit about that, Amy?
That's
and then we'll go to
incredible.
Corey.
Sure. Zach uses his video games to deal with difficult times. Of course, in the good times, he's playing video games too. But to get through difficult things, we learned this early on with cancer number 1, and he's only 6. When he had Burkitt's, he had lots of treatment where he was sedated for procedures or for intrathecal chemo and spinal taps and things. So when he would wake up, we would know when he woke up. He would tell us before he went to sleep which game to have ready, what we needed to do.
Priorities,
and
man.
When he woke up, you just hand it. And I mean, when they wheeled him away, he usually played while I talk with my hands. He usually played while we were going to the procedure room. And then as he dozed off from his propofol, I would grab his glasses and his game system.
Oh
and
my
leave.
gosh.
And we had to have those prepared.
True
for him
gamer, dude.
As soon as he woke up, and he
Incredible.
didn't want any pre-meds because they would make him wake up groggy, and your reaction time is not as
I'd
good
be
on
the
your
same
video
exact way,
games when
right?
you're-
Yeah,
when you're-
same
when you're
here.
groggy. So we learned that early
I'd be like,
on,
I'm
but
playing
as he's
Switch
gotten
until I
older,
pass out.
games can be an escape from the difficult times you're going through, and games to him, he can use that instead of taking pain medicine. He does not like the way pain medicine makes him feel. He also doesn't like it that it makes it more difficult to do well in his games. So he loves to
What
play
a
the
pro.
games. And
Yeah, seriously.
soon after a thoracotomy, he's asking the nurses the next day, what time does the surgeon come in so I can be up playing my games? And he's playing Punch Out in the ortho chair beside the bed, day or two after surgery. And after amputation, the second amputation, he left that when we were leaving the hospital 5 days later, he never took narcotics once we left the hospital. He took anti-inflammatories, pretty much ibuprofen. He uses his games, and I've seen him sit there, and I knew he was hurting, but he would just clench his teeth and have his little game system, and that has helped him. And then the friendships he's made through gaming have just, they've made such a difference in his life. And so gaming is very important to him. And to this day, if he can play for hours, he would play for hours. And with Carson online, with other St. Jude friends online, and it also gave him a way to keep in touch with friends from home while he was in Memphis. They could play online. So
Amazing.
That's so
truly amazing.
So
Corey,
crazy.
How about with Carson?
Yeah, I would add to that too, that when they're playing online together, some of Carson's friends back in Oklahoma are now Zach's friends, and some of
Oh.
Zach's friends in Virginia are
They're all
now
like a
Carson's
big-
friends.
oh.
It's amazing that online community can
I love
come
that.
together and play together. The story I'll never forget
It really
is
does,
when
Corey.
Zach had his last thoracotomy, and he's asking for Carson to come up and immediately start playing video games the next day. I was just in shock the way that he could push through his pain with that. I think with Carson, he loves video games. He loves watching the gamers. So he knows many of the gamers that will be seeing this. His is more the friendship with Zach and the time with Zach playing the video games. I think Zach is the one that turned him on to video games from the beginning. And
Right, Falcon?
it's been a
it's
little
incredible,
bit
honestly.
harder this go around with not having Zach here for this fight. I've noticed a difference. But the time that he spent with Zach has really helped pass time when we're living here, and that bond is something
St.
so
Jude
special.
Gamer Kids Group. Yeah,
That's incredible.
they always
we
share
just
stories
watched a
about how they
beautiful video of Zach and
all
Carson.
like all the patients play
And
games
I'm
together.
just struck by how
Like even
wise
when they
and
leave the
empathetic
hospital.
beyond their years these guys are. I know a lot of that is from you two ladies, okay? But what do you think about their time at St. Jude and their friendship? Do you think that's influenced those character traits as well?
Definitely. I think you grow up quickly when you're fighting a big battle. And both of these boys are my heroes. There's no way I could ever be as strong as they've been.
Wow. Amy?
Corey, I'm so sorry to
Being
hear
at
that.
St. Jude,
You had to go through that.
Zach at one point was asked
But
in an
exactly
interview
like you
to
said,
describe
this is
St.
why
Jude in
we
one word.
work to make
I
sure
didn't
that
know what he would say.
these kids don't have to go through that in the
Spencer,
future.
he immediately looked and
We can
said,
push through this together.
happy. You can have a kid that's lost both his legs there at St. Jude in Memphis and lost pieces of his lungs and so much of his childhood, almost 5 years fighting this monster, but he can look at St. Jude and think of it as a happy place and a place filled with love and friendship. And I think our boys are both very positive by nature, but they continue to be positive through whatever faces them. And it's really amazing to watch. And we've met so many amazing kids and families at St. Jude. And you see kids, they've gone through so much. And we as adults often complain about little things or get caught up in little things that are going on. And this can put things in perspective of what these kids go
Absolutely.
through. And they care about each other. Like you said, wise and empathetic. These boys are so empathetic. Zach will be asking about Carson. Carson will be going through something and he'll be worried about what Zach's going through. Or Zach will ask me about another friend in another state.
Corey, that's
How
amazing.
are they doing, Mom? And
Congrats.
The bonds that have been created there definitely have helped Zach throughout this battle. And I think his parents, they've helped us. But the boys are very wise and empathetic beyond their years, but they care about each other, and
They're
care
both
about the
so
other
smart.
kids. Zach will he'll hear a kid in a different exam room crying, and you can see he's 15, but you can see the hurt in his face for what that kid might be facing right now.
Oh,
the kids are just amazing. It's hard to put into words and what Zach and Carson have been through and how they're still so positive every day. And we as a family and Carson's family, I think we're all thankful for every day with their kids, and our kids are thankful, and we're thankful for St. Jude.
I can tell you, ladies, we can learn a lot from your two sons, and we can also learn a lot from you. You both are remarkable women, truly remarkable women. To see the positive attitudes and the gratitude that you're expressing. Let me just ask you, it's been a really hard year. You guys have had hard years, plural, okay? And then you layer on this pandemic and then, all the social distancing and all the inconvenience and worry and anxiety that this is all added. How have your families
Can't imagine.
dealt with it? Corey, let's start with you. How have your families dealt with all that on top of having cancer and everything you both are going through?
I'll never forget sitting back home watching everything unfold with the pandemic and thinking, how are these families at St. Jude going through this right now? Because I remembered what it was like going through bone marrow transplant. And Zach's family was kind of stuck in limbo at the Tri-Delta during the beginning of the pandemic. And I was talking to Amy regularly about it. And then we found ourselves back here, and it was different. The first time we saw Zach, we kind of just waved from the parking lot because we weren't sure what we were able to even do. And then we went home and didn't know when we would see each other again or if we would see each other again. So I really regretted that decision. Since then, we've come up with new ways of putting the boys together to play. They've always played virtually so that, you know, a lot of things in our world haven't changed. We always had to wear masks. We always had to be protective of germs, and they always played virtually.
Like I said,
so
they're
those things were able
immunocompromised to begin with,
consistent for
so
them. But
COVID's made this very
ways
hard.
to stay 6 feet apart and actually see each other. I miss hugging them. I would love to be able to hug them. I'm ready for this pandemic to be over. It's made things more difficult, but yet we've figured out a way around it too.
God bless. Amy, how about you?
I think these boys are resilient. Cancer families.
Hey, what's up, Melanie?
You push through. You find a way. I look at like Corey said, our boys were used to wearing masks. They were used to missing out on things. How many birthday parties? How many special occasions? How many times with friends and family were the boys not able to participate? Whether they were in the hospital, whether something was going on at home while we were in Memphis for treatment. Whether they were in treatment and counts were low and you had to worry about germs. And so some of that, I think cancer patients and people that have dealt with things like this before, this was not new. It added another level of difficulty, but it wasn't a totally new thing to have to deal with. And to hear people constantly complaining about the masks or complaining about missing out on this or that, it made me think of all these kids that we have met and what all they've
preach,
gone
sister.
through. But you walk the halls of St. Jude and you still see kids smiling and making the best of bad situations. And I think as adults, we can learn a lot from that it's a lot of its perspective.
Well, I can tell you this conversation that we're having is going to provide perspective to all of us, because you all give us a completely different perspective on hope. And ladies, I'm struck by that word. You both have used the word hope in describing St. Jude, and I've heard so many times from people that you all feel this hope in part because of our supporters and people like the people that we're talking to here in the gaming community. So is there anything that you'd like to say to our supporters here in the gaming community today that are joining us for this conversation?
That's
Corey,
all
how
of you
about
guys, not just me, not just
I would
streamers.
just like to thank you guys for taking the time out of your life and caring about families like ours and our children. You guys are all pretty young, and to be able to see you guys making such a huge impact on the treatment and the care that we're getting for our children, it means the world to us. We couldn't ask for any more.
Yeah, beautiful, Corey. Amy, how about you?
I would totally agree with what Corey said and just say thank you. Thank you seems so inadequate, but we feel like because we have been at St. Jude and because the care, the excellent care we've received there and the support for Zach and our family, St. Jude continues to fight this monster alongside us. And we feel like we've had extra time with Zach because of this
About those extra years
that we've received and all the support we're receiving from around the world. It's the gamers are a big part of that support, and we appreciate that. Often people want to say thanks, but this is our platform. We get a chance to actually say thank you. We wish we could thank you face to face, but we want to say thank you. Your impact and the money that some of you have raised a lot of money for St. Jude. And we've seen that our kids have watched, the videos, our kids get excited about that, or when or just being able to mention St. Jude and have it out there that there are kids fighting for their lives every day. And we just appreciate what you're doing on behalf of St. Jude, on the behalf of Zach and Carson and our family. And we just want to say thank you.
Well, ladies, I know I speak on behalf of the entire gaming community, although they probably don't want me to speak on behalf of the gaming community. But I know they join me in
Go,
giving
Rick.
you both a virtual hug. And we love you,
Virtual
ladies,
hug.
and we love your sons. And is there any chance that we could get to meet your kids?
Oh, are they
Is there any
there?
chance, Zach? Carson, any chance you might join your mom's there?
I think they're up for that. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
just a sec.
Okay. Cool. We'll take our times here.
Oh.
I see Carson. What's up, Carson? What's up?
Nothing much.
Not very much.
Oh.
It's good to meet you. I'm Rick.
Telling you about good.
Yeah, I got some good news that my cancer's all gone.
Your cancer's all gone. That's
No
great
way.
news. Congratulations, my friend.
You're gonna be able to go home.
You're gonna get to go home. Are you here in Memphis with me right now? Is that where you are?
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
where
we're
I
in,
am. Where are you, Corey?
we're in housing at the parcels right now.
Okay, fantastic.
Oh.
Okay, well, good. And hey, Carson, I think one of your good buddies just joined us too. Am I right? Is this
Oh.
Zach? Hi, Zach.
Hey,
What's
Oh,
up, buddy?
he's
How
nervous.
you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good. It's good to see you guys. So you guys are really good friends, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're here with about 500 plus people, some of your friends in the gaming community. So can you tell some of your friends in the gaming community what gaming has done, being able to play gaming has done for you as you guys have battled cancer? What's it been like?
Well, gaming mostly we do it to help like whenever we're feeling sad or something, like big is happening.
Gotcha. And Zach, how about you?
Also a thing we use to connect together with other people.
Oh.
And you connect with each other too, Carson, right?
Oh,
You and
that's
Zach
so
connect?
cute.
Yeah.
Two pretty best
Okay.
friends.
Zach,
Yeah,
how about
absolutely,
you?
Melanie.
Oh, it's helped me get through some hard times, and it's also fun to play during the good times. And you can play with all your friends and just have fun.
You bet. And it's a great way to connect with other people too, right?
Oh.
So why do you guys like gaming so much? Zach, why do you like gaming so much?
I guess because it's fun to do and
So well
fun to
spoken
do
for
with
so young.
friends
Yeah,
and all
absolutely,
of
Dark
that,
Kit.
and just-
They're both wise beyond their years.
I like doing it, and it's
Okay, that's great. Carson, how about you? Why do you like gaming so much?
I like games because they have good stories that you can explore with your friends in.
Uh-huh. Very cool. Now I got to ask you guys a question. So mom, close your ears. Do your moms play games?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Does your mom plays games, Carson, too?
Yeah, just sometimes she just spam clicks.
And if you guys were to play your
Mom's a
moms in
spammer.
games, who would win?
Definitely us.
Dunked.
All right, now I just got to ask this question. Who wins between Carson and Zach when you
Ooh.
guys play against each other?
Time Zach wins.
Oh.
Most of the time, Zach wins. Zach, is that
Zach's,
true?
Zach's the esports champ.
Really great at video games.
I win
Zach?
sometimes. The Carson wins sometimes too.
Oh.
Zach,
He
you try.
wins like 60% of the time, and I only win like 40%.
Well, there you go. And Zach, do you teach Carson some things every now and then too?
Oh yes, I do. I teach him certain things or certain games sometimes to make
Oh.
secrets or something, and I try to help him with that stuff.
Good for you. Well, I love hearing that. Well, maybe you guys can teach me at a game because you won't even. I bet you I could beat you at the games I played.
Yeah,
when I was-
Melanie, I've got stories
if
about
they're
that
still
for
around,
after this.
Okay, if they're still around. Okay. Do you have any idea what kind of games they had like when I was playing games? Zach, you might know.
Maybe.
Okay, give me a name of a game that you think I might have played.
Nintendo.
Donkey Kong, the original.
There you go.
Donkey
You both
Kong,
are
the
right.
original.
Have you guys ever heard of? Man, am I dating myself? Right? Have you ever heard of Pac-Man?
Oh yes.
Okay. Carson, have you heard of Pac-Man?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I guess maybe I'm not. What's that, my friend?
Pac-Man is really popular.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Rick's so out of touch
You ever
with
heard of that?
games, he doesn't realize Pac-Man's an icon. That's so funny.
Okay. Now I'm really dating myself. Okay, I won't go back any further because I could go back.
Pac-Man's really
okay?
popular.
But guys, hey, listen. You know, all of us at ALSAC and St. Jude and everybody that's on this call today wants to wish you guys the best. You two are remarkable young men. You are remarkable young men. And we love you guys. And I know that I'm speaking for the entire gaming community that we're praying for you guys. Okay. And we want to thank you for being such tremendous inspirations to all of us. But I'm going to ask you to do me one favor. What would you each like to say to all of your fellow gamers that are out there today? Carson, what would you like to say to all your fellow gamers out there today?
Well, I would like to say to all the other gamers that if you want to play, then you gotta play hard.
Love it. And Zach, how about you?
I wanted to say thank you for mentioning us and donating to St. Jude and just caring for everyone there, and thank you.
Oh.
Well, we all thank you. God bless you guys. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. We really do. We love you, and we're going to think about you, and we'll keep on praying for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Doing this.
Thank you for doing it with us. We appreciate it.
So
Thank
cute.
you guys.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm
Eleni.
Rochester, and thank you so much for participating in St. Jude Play Live. If I could give one piece of advice, I think it would be bank on your strengths, but also
Playing
your
Pac-Man right now for
weaknesses
them?
and
Hell yeah.
exploit both. I think that fundraising gives streamers, you know, some leeway and some more room for activities, some more room for things that you probably wouldn't stream otherwise. But now, hey, it's for a good cause. So I say have an open mind and don't be afraid to try new things and get out of your comfort zone. That's really important. Don't be afraid. If you are good at something, exploit it. Are you good at a video game? Okay, well then set a goal for challenge runs or speed runs on that game or whatever else you want to do. Are you bad at a game? Well, even better. Have a goal for that and have your community excited about you.
That's why we do the Rage Game tier, guys.
Video game. There's so many things you can do, but that is what
Pac-Man
I found
stream.
works for me.
Like Boomer Game stream.
Is
like tier.
Take all those things that are on the extremes and use them a lot. So, you know, things that I'm good at, I do these things. Things that I'm bad at, I also do these things. But it all comes down to, you know, what you think works the best for your community. So that's something for you to gauge.
I love my Rage games. I'm glad someone does.
To think out of the box and get creative and happy fundraising.
Aw. So nice. Quick aside, guys. These kids genuinely can kick most people's asses at games. Oh my god.
Rico was born in 2014. He was diagnosed at the age of 3 with medulloblastoma. It was a mass. We were debating whether to watch closely or do the surgery.
So cute, yeah.
Take it out and see what it is.
Oh.
So we decided to go for surgery.
Little hospital
After the
gown.
surgery, they told us, Mom, it's a medulloblastoma. It's a
got
aggressive
dogs
type
on
of
it.
cancer, and we need to treat him right away. They said, for medulloblastoma, St. Jude
Falcon, take
is
care. Thanks for being here.
Well, the best.
No.
Before anything happened, he liked going outside, going to playground with his daddy.
He's my son.
Yeah,
but,
Camille, and
at
it's
the
all
same
good.
time, he's my best friend. I
Oh.
always said, so yeah, you are strong, you are very brave, so you can fight.
Families never
my
receive a
best
bill from St.
friend.
Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food because all they should worry about is helping their child live.
I've never had any hospital not charging patients.
That's the greatest part of the St. Jude.
I am very grateful that people consider
So
enough
little.
to sacrifice their life to donate. That's really amazing.
My Mamie cake in our flat is sold.
2 years ago, she was in an orphanage in China, and there was no hope for her.
Oh.
And today, she's here, she's healthy, and she has a whole huge, bright future.
Oh.
Yeah, girl. Let's get you up here. What do you think?
I think
Malin Kate is the single most joyful person I have ever met in my life. She's sassy, she's silly, she's smart. I'm proud of her all the
she's
time.
so cute.
But today was really special. She filmed a commercial with Tony and Marlo Thomas for St. Jude.
Oh.
Malin Kate has Fanconi anemia. It's a rare genetic blood disorder that results in bone marrow failure. So she had a bone marrow transplant in March. Without St. Jude, I really don't know where we would be with our daughter. They saved her life. How they treat the whole family, the kids, how they're so loved and so cared for on an emotional, physical level. People are happy, people are smiling. It's filled with hope, and we've felt that the entire time we've been here. Hope means that May has a future. May has an opportunity to live a long and healthy life.
All the cute faces and smiles. I know, right? Oh, she's out of treatment and is doing
May wants
great.
to be a doctor, and I hope that someday she'll get to come back here and be a doctor at St. Jude and be able to share her
That
journey
laugh, right?
with somebody and give hope to another child and another child's
Oh.
family.
Ah, God. That's so cute.
Chemotherapy treatment can take months, even years to complete. To a child, these treatments may feel like they'll never
No
end.
more chemo
So,
parties.
when patients at St. Jude finish chemotherapy, we celebrate with a no more chemo party.
Yeah, no more chemo parties. Who's ready to cry all month long? Me, Austin.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital
Love the
is
straight out of
leading
chemo.
the way
Yeah,
the
isn't that
world
amazing?
Understands, treats, and defeats
Very
childhood
funny
cancer
shirt.
and other life-threatening
genuine.
diseases. Our purpose is clear: finding cures, saving children. And what truly sets St. Jude apart is that families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Because all a family should worry about is helping their child live. Since St. Jude opened in 1962, more than 45,000 patients from all 50 states and around the world have walked through the doors. And once patients arrive, they find out this is truly a special place, unlike any other. It's a place I'm excited to share with you. It's a place where hope lives. It's the place that saved my life.
Oh. Yeah, so you can go to the website, tour.experience.stjude.org, and you can do a virtual tour. It's a long URL, but if you want to go and like virtually tour the hospital, you can do that at any point, which is really cool. I gotta go run real quick and do something, chat. So I'm gonna leave you with this super fast here. I'll be right back.
London. I've worked in different parts of America as well, and there is no place like St. Jude. So our lab works on a specific type of cancer called medulloblastomas. They're actually responsible for a large percentage of neurological disorders in children. It's basically how the back of your brain, the cerebellum, forms. We actually have the technology here at St. Jude that we can actually look at these cells in the most amazing detail that's ever been possible. And it's actually just an amazing field to be a part of right now. In my time here, we've actually made great advances in this field. In our most recent paper, we actually highlight a protein called SIRE, which is a protein involved in recycling other proteins to break them down and control their expression in cells. And we've shown it to be a rather large player in medulloblastomas. One of the really cool experiments that we did was that I was able to take samples and actually make them completely see-through, and then we could image an entire brain and see where the blood vessels were forming and not forming. And what we could do is actually we could throw that up into virtual reality and actually look at it in a virtual space, bringing in this ability to image an entire brain and then look at it in virtual reality and then do measurements as well on it. We're the first lab to use this technology in neuronal development. We were able to show this for the first time, and that's kind of like, it's amazing. I mean, being able to walk through a brain is just great. We all share the same goal here, which is to try and cure cancers, to try and make the lives of these children better, and to hopefully to eradicate it. That's the goal. So what St. Jude is very good about doing is that it actually shares all its data, allowing researchers from across the globe to actually have access to it, and it empowers them to actually do good science as well using our resources. A lot of labs are hindered by computer power. Their laptops
I am
aren't
back.
powerful enough
I hope
to
I didn't
run
miss too
these,
much.
Huge amounts of data on their laptops. So what we allow them to do is actually log into our St. Jude cloud systems and actually run these
back in time for the
massive
research, Sarah.
experiments in computers using our processing power, which is just groundbreaking. I'd just like to take a moment to thank Sky High for their commitment over
Kind of scared me. Sorry.
They've been
just the way it be sometimes.
Committed to the St. Jude goal just about as long as I have. It's been donations like that that really make this place possible. It helps us do the best.
Yeah, the St. Jude shop is all proceeds go directly to the hospital, and it's got a lot of very affordable, really cool stuff.
And other childhood catastrophic diseases.
They have so many good people working for this organization, sharing so much groundbreaking research. It is unbelievably cool. Chat. I could have dropped my croissant.
Eleanor steals your heart. She was diagnosed at 5 weeks old, a type of leukemia, and it's associated with Down syndrome. She's been fighting against the odds since the day she was born.
Doesn't Brian's old merch go to St. Jude? No. Just the
talking to the doctors and nurses. They
the
were on
pop
top
socket
of it.
does.
They got this. We got this. It's gonna be okay. And
oh, if
we're
people
gonna
go and buy the old merch? Oh yeah. I mean,
Here,
Spreadshirt
it's like a
merch
celebration
is.
of life. There's so much.
I don't
great
make
stuff
anything
happening.
off that. That all goes towards other
The
things.
doctors
But
and
don't
nurses are her best friends.
don't worry about
and
that stuff.
you can tell
We
that
got
they
something
love
coming up
her,
for May.
and you could tell she loves them, and that relationship is just amazing. We're just so grateful for them.
That's why we promote the pop socket, and we'll be promoting something else soon. Also, that little run at the end was adorable.
From the time I say Cam was maybe 5 months old, we knew it was something special about him. You know, he had this ability to just light up the room, and whoever came in contact with him was like, just loved him so much. But he's just all around great kid. One day I got a call from his school, and I had to go pick him up because he couldn't walk. So we knew something was wrong. Took him to the ER. They did an MRI, and that's when they saw the tumor along his spinal cord.
Vera, that's
And
actually
she
exactly what I'm
recognized
talking
what she
about.
saw,
Or Ira, I'm
advising
sorry.
they scan
I always do
upward,
that to you.
And when they did that, they found the source. At the
Big
base of
reveal
the brain.
soon.
Cameron, we found, had a specific type of medulloblastoma, and Cameron, unfortunately, had the worst type.
That's so awful. Oh. Crafty, yeah. Again, St. Jude does not close its doors to people from any walk of life.
Thank goodness through the
LGBTQ
research,
plus,
they learned
very
that
positive
there
organization
was
with
a
that.
specific type of treatment for Cameron's specific cancer that they were able to implement, and it was very effective. The way he responded was it's still amazing. It's like the sun slowly rising, and when you look at from when he first came,
Crying in
it's
VR
like the sun
meme.
rising, just better, better, and better. One of his nurses nicknamed him the boy or the kid with the magic smile. Trust me, that's stuck in his brain, and I think he smiles more, and he says, I got that magic smile. And Cameron actually helped us to lighten up a bit. He never once complained, ever.
Oh, these kids are so strong.
I never forget the time we're on our way to get some radiation. And he wakes up in the morning, he jumps out the bed, he stretches, and he says, "Radiation, here we come." You know, and
Thank you,
that
Corey.
attitude and his optimism got him through a treatment. You know, he just had a really, really good, positive outlook that made everybody else around him kind of rise to his level.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of pop sockets from
In
the St.
last
Jude website,
decade,
guys. There's
streaming has become a
high
wonderful
quality
way
stuff.
to
It's
share
good.
experiences all over
I
the world.
bought plushies and stuff from them, t-shirts.
Creators have done amazing things
Tons of
to
stuff.
create experiences that their communities can really feel connected to. When you're in an audience of a stream, it feels
Recorded
great
prior
to
to
be able
COVID.
to interact in a meaningful way. A way to be part of the experience yourself.
Oh my god, Kingdom Hearts.
A way for the crowd to gain control.
Yeah, so one interesting thing I did want to touch on real quick here, chat, about the about what Zach was saying about, you know, he didn't use narcotics because he didn't have to use narcotic medication during his procedures and pain relief.
This is crowd control.
He
an easy-to-use extension that allows your audience to interact with
he
your
regularly
game
would
and
say
stream
in
real
interviews
time.
that
The idea
narcotics made him
behind crowd
too
control is
drowsy
simple.
and it made it
We
too
make
hard
it
to
as
play video
easy as
games, so he did
possible
not
for
want to
you to
use them.
host streams
So
with
distracted
a level
himself
of
from video games.
interactivity
That's
that
how strong that
feels
kid is.
Impossible. Our goal is to help streamers like you create fun and exciting experiences with your viewers without any of the headache. No custom bot
Lobos.
coding, no custom game hacking, just a quick install, and you've got one of the most technically impressive streams on Twitch. When you use crowd control, you can easily connect
So
to
this is a
any
tool
one of
that
over 50
St.
supported
Jude works with
games.
directly.
Each game has a custom-built pack of interactive ways your community can alter your game in
Yeah.
real time.
So this is
You
just
could
like
be playing
another
Super
way for
Mario
people to
World
like mess
and
with
have your level
games and stuff.
suddenly turn into a water level.
We probably don't need to
You
use
could be
this
playing Dark
personally,
Souls
just
and
because
suddenly be really slow. You could even be playing
we already
Minecraft
have insane
and be
gimmicks during
forced
all
to
of our
fight
streams.
The Ender Dragon right outside of the nearest village. It basically turns your stream into a game of you versus your chat, where every familiar corner of your favorite games are now filled with
Maybe we'll do it
unexpected
for
surprises
a couple
from your
tiers,
viewers,
depending
both
on the game I
good
pick.
and bad.
We'll figure it out. And by we, I mean I will figure all this out in the next like 2 days.
I know. You've got a lot of questions. What's to stop one troublesome viewer from turning your fun, happy-go-lucky stream into a burning pit of misery filled with insurmountable challenges? Well, let me explain how it works, so you'll see that we've designed crowd control to
Right,
stay
Corey?
fun for everyone, despite the inherent trolly nature of it.
A crowd-controlled
Each
rage
crowd control
game?
has
We
a
don't need it for
variety
the
of
rage
effects
games,
that
but
can be
maybe
sent to the
we'll
streamer,
make a game
both
into
good
one with this.
and bad. Each effect, however, comes with a price. See, Crowd control works off of a currency called coins. These coins can be obtained in a few ways. Every viewer can get a certain amount of free coins to play with. This is a great way for your audience to try crowd control out and see just what they can do by using the extension. Now, if they want more coins, they can then donate to St. Jude through the crowd control extension. 100% of the donation will go directly to the charity, and the viewer will receive coins equal to 100 per US dollar donated. They can then use those
that's
coins
insane.
all they want to alter your game, but on your terms. You can fully customize the prices of effects.
That
and even
cackle,
disable
though, yeah,
the ones
that
you
was
would
insane. I
rather not
loved
play
it.
with. So now, if someone decides to strike you with lightning in Breath of the Wild, you can stay salt-free, knowing that it gave your viewers a good laugh, and it raised $20 for a good cause. This all must be looking very intimidating to set up, but I promise you it's not. The steps are
I recognize
super
that
simple.
laugh.
The first thing you have to do is install the Twitch extension through your creator dashboard. After that, head over to crowdcontrol.live and log in. Next, download the client and install it. Once you open it up and log in, go to the Game Selection tab and select the game you want to run a crowd control for. Many of
I'll
our
have to
supported
see
games,
what
like
what
Minecraft,
games,
have
because we normally
one-click
do the
installers
Minecraft
enabled.
tier,
But for
and
any that don't, simply follow the game
it's like
guide
you
listed
donate
below,
and then you like
and
tell
your
me what to
setup from
drop or
there
destroy
shouldn't
or
take any
whatever.
longer
So
than
if we
another minute or
have
two.
crowd control
Once
to
you're
just
all set up,
in the
you can
game
feel free
actually
to
delete
adjust
the
your
item out of my
effect
hand.
pricing through the app or the website, and then start your session.
Maybe we'll have to do that.
When using crowd control for a charity
Maybe
stream,
we will do
you're
that.
also going to need to link your Tiltify campaign
Or
ID to your account.
Terraria or whatever
to
game.
do this, just go back to the crowd control
figure it out.
website and click on the charity settings
That might be
tab.
fun. Yeah, yeah.
Enable
Because we
streaming
normally
for
do like
charity,
I do like a
and then
hardcore
paste your
run of
Tiltify
Minecraft anyway.
campaign ID into the
And
box
so
below. You can find that ID
something like that.
in the
I
detail
love having
tab
good
of
ideas.
your
Wait,
campaign
was that your idea?
dashboard.
Oh no, we wouldn't do a mod
at
Minecraft
Warp World,
server.
we're
No,
all
it's
streamers and creators
this is a
ourselves.
month
We
solely
know how hard
dedicated
it
to
can be
me and
trying to
chat.
create unique and fun experiences for your stream.
But
when it comes to charity streaming, we know
deleting
that creators love to
items
use
is
fun
something we did
incentives
last
to bring
year
out
and the year
best in
before it,
their
I believe.
community and support causes
So
dear to them.
we'll probably do
That's
something
what we're
similar
trying
to
help
that.
you do here with crowd control. And with over 1,000 effects,
The hardcore
in
Minecraft,
over
right?
50 supported
Insane.
games. Like Dark
Pickaxe
Souls,
has been deleted. Yeah,
Pokemon,
that's
Mario
literally what it
64,
was. It
The
was just
Legend of Zelda,
people would tell me in their
Castlevania,
donation what they wanted me
Mega
to
Man,
delete.
Punch-Out, Terraria,
So
Fall
we've done that
Guys, The
before.
Binding
But
of
if there's like an
Isaac,
extension that just
Skyrim,
does it for
Tony
us,
Hawk's Pro
maybe we'll
Skater
do that.
2, and so many more. We think there are more than enough
Your
incentives
8-year-old little
so
sister
you can
asked if she could
save that
donate. That's
spicy chip
adorable.
challenge for another
Aw.
day.
Not trying to do fake band alerts. You're fine.
One of the things we feel crowd control does really well is making everybody involved have a great time.
So many
the
horses.
streamer, the viewer, the charity, everybody. Now, I know a level reset can sound frustrating at first, but when you think about it, you're creating great content based around a contest between you and your audience. And when the donations are rewarded not only with the satisfaction of making a
God,
difference,
Dark Souls with
but
mods.
with coins that could essentially be thought of as arcade tokens for your stream, I'd say the viewer would be pretty happy too. Wild how an experience rooted in real-time griefing someone in a single-player game could be such a force of good, huh?
Send me the ferry now! Send me the ferry now! Hurry! Hurry! Send me a ferry! Please!
So, if you're
That's
looking
so
for a new
funny.
way to raise money for St. Jude this year, we would love to lend a helping hand. Browse our catalog of effect packs and find a game that works for you. We promise it'll be one of the most exciting and memorable streams you've ever done. Let's work together to make great
recognize
content
some of those people.
and help the kids over at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital while doing it.
Hell yeah. All right. I've heard of crowd control. I've seen people use it. That That little promo right there might have convinced me. Oh, someone in their chat just had a great idea. You could set up crowd control as a milestone incentive.
Hey there, my name is Blessius.
Hey, Bless!
I love long walks on the beach and memes, and thank you for being part of St. Jude Play Live. So, no matter if this is your first time raising money or you've raised millions before, I always see people use the default Tiltify overlay, and while the original one is very nice, Ricky from St. Jude literally made the most beautiful widgets. They're so customizable. They could be tiny, they could be huge, and they have so much information, whether it's your milestones, incentives you might have. You can actually have polls on
They
screen,
actually work
so
with a
if you're like,
number
"Hey,
of different
I'm ordering pizza,
charity
what is gonna be
organizations,
on the
Bree. So
pizza?"
sometimes
You
it's
can
for St.
literally
Jude,
have
sometimes
people
it's for
go
other
through,
great causes,
donate,
but it's just
have their polls shown
a
on
charity-based
screen. And not only
incentive in
that,
general,
there's
which is
a
really great.
Chat bot that will give you donations.
Yo, what's up, Jenna?
You type in exclamation point 50 dono, you see what $50 gets you at St. Jude and how your money is being spent. And it's amazing.
Yo, what's up, 1
And there's,
billion?
alerts that is on there. You can have Instagram stories, like something that's super easy. So like, hey, you're doing the stream, a lot's going on. It's super simple and it's really helpful. 100%.
Hello, everyone. I am Ricky from the St. Jude Play Live team, and I am
Ricky.
our UX developer on
Ricky
the
Ward
team.
Chant.
And I'm Belinda. I'm also
Oh,
on the Play Live
their video is
team.
not loading,
I'm
unless it's supposed to be a
technologist. I do
podcast.
most of the back-end work, and we're here with an overview of all of our resources available to you at stjude.org/playlive-toolkit. Our goal is to give you awesome
Oh, okay.
tools to make
It's supposed.
fundraising for St.
Thought it
Jude
was like Frozen.
a lot easier and a lot more fun, whether you're a first-time or a veteran streamer.
Now, some of these may already be familiar.
Hey, Seraph,
to you,
congrats.
but we
That's some
have
good
new
progress.
Tools and enhancements that we're really excited.
There's
to
Eleni
share
again,
with you.
and Lobos.
So here we are at our landing page, and as Belinda said, this is at stjude.org/playlive-toolkit. And as you scroll down, you can see all the tools available for you to use during prize season. But before we get into the new features here, I want to go over some of the overlays that we released last year that may be familiar to you all, that we've added some updates as well. First off, as you scroll down the page, you can filter this page to better find what you need. So if you just want overlays, just select it from this drop-down menu. They're still the same tools that you use. They still have your fundraising amount, your goal, and tracking your recent donors and challenges and any of that stuff that you have in here. But one of the things that we added last year after prize season was the ability for people to kind of customize these overlays to better match the look and feel of your stream. So if you want it to be
that's so cool.
blue or green or orange or whatever, we kind of give you these options here so that you can choose what you want. We also have given you the ability to turn some
that's so
of the
cool.
functionality on or off. So if you don't want the donor scroll, you can just click the off button.
Yo,
Back
so I
on,
can
you
add a
click on.
donor
Same
scroll
thing with
now.
the-
Let's
the
do
donor
that. That's
amount
gonna be so
or any
sick.
Tiltify rewards and targets that you've set up in your back end. And you can see all those update live at the top. And then down at the bottom, as before, you
A
enter in
blue
your
stream?
username
Why
and your
blue
campaign
stream?
slug that you can
Why
find
blue
on
stream,
your
Sarah?
Tiltify.com campaign page. Click that blue copy button. And
Where do you find
put in
this?
your OBS or Twitch
At
video or export, whatever you're using, and you're
stjude.org/play
good to go. So one of the other things that we actually added in the
live
middle of prize season last year were our
tools.
poll
I want to
overlays.
say.
So what's really cool
God, I
about
wish they kept
these
it on the
is
screen so I
whenever
could
you set
remember.
up polls in Tiltify, like obviously
Because
people
blue
can
is
use their
Pog.
donations to vote
Nice.
for different things, but it requires the viewer to go into Tiltify, find your poll, and track the results that way. How these work is they allow you to put your polls visually
Live
on
toolkit?
your
Yeah,
stream.
something like
So
that.
we
I
have
don't
two
remember
different versions of
the
these.
exact
We have
URL.
one that just
They'll show it
shows
again, I'm sure.
a list of a bunch of polls, but we have another one that we kind of call a head-to-head poll. And what that one does is it kind of sits at the top of your screen, and you can see kind of two options battling back and
Shave
forth.
or
And it's
keep?
really cool
Oh,
for the
God.
viewers to see this because they can see the poll going back and forth in real time, and it kind of creates a cool kind of fight with your chat to which one is going to win. The same way you would add your
Chat, I would love to
normal
add
overlays,
blue. I
same
want to
thing
remind
with
everyone
this.
I'm
There's some
colorblind, so I
instructions
might
at the
accidentally
bottom
pick
of the landing
purple.
page of
Just
how
gonna
to
give you
get
guys a
the
warning.
poll link. Then you're going to open up OBS, click on your browser
They look the
source
same to
and
me.
add it in, give it the width and height that's in the instructions, and then just
Purple
let
is
people
good
start
too.
donating and the polls will start working.
It's gonna be a crapshoot to see what I land on.
For 2021, the leaderboard.
The leaderboard. We are always up on the leaderboard. And we're going to do it again. We're going to fucking crush it this year.
So if Ricky donated $10 3 times to my campaign, his donation.
Oh,
will show
for
up on
the
leaderboard
not the
as
overall
$30.
community. For our
We've
community,
seen the
there's a
leaderboards
leaderboard.
work really well
That's kind of
to
neat.
Generate competition between our fundraisers. So
I don't know
we're
if I'm going to
really
use
excited
that
to offer this
though,
feature to you this year.
but I
If you
might
scroll down, you can see that you could customize the number
do
of
the scrolling
donors you
donut
want to
thing
show on
because
your
I kind of like
screen.
that. I
And
don't want
then
I don't
you'll
want the
have your
overlay to be
box
too
where you
clunky.
enter your username and your campaign slug. And then once you've done that, you can see exactly what your leaderboard
Purple
will
is
look
cute.
like.
Purple
And
is
then
cute.
if
Purple's a
you
great
keep
color.
Scrolling down, you'll also see a link to your dashboard. What the dashboard is, it will show you all your same donors in the same sequence, but you'll be able to turn them on and off. So if you have a
Cool.
donor that comes in and they're a corporate sponsor and you don't want them shown on that leaderboard, you can just click the off button and they won't
They're a corporate sponsor.
If you go back
No
in,
way. If like
you can turn them back
corporate
on and
sponsor
allow them
comes
to
and
be shown
donates a shit ton of
again.
money, I
And
want to
there
be
are
like this.
instructions on how
This
to
charity
add this
officially
overlay to your
sponsored by
screen, and
Burger
this should be
King.
pretty self-explanatory. If you have any questions
Huatma,
or
Huatma,
problems with
Huatma,
that,
but for St. Jude.
be sure to
I don't know
reach
if
out.
Huatma's ever showed up for
Another
a
tool that
charity
we're
stream.
really excited about this year
I can't
is
remember.
the new hype train that
Because
we just
Huatma hasn't been
launched.
around for a while.
So
But that'd be an
obviously
incredible
everyone knows
use of
what
their
a hype
power.
train is, the Twitch hype train.
That'd be
old hype
very,
trains
very
that
neat.
Used to exist, but we wanted to have a
Huatma,
different take on
Huatma,
it this
Huatma.
year, and see what we could do with fundraising and donations. So quickly, I'm going to go over kind of what you're looking at when you see the hype train. So obviously we have a countdown.
Not
timer
the
that will
Burger
start
King.
counting
Yo,
down when,
they can advertise whatever
activated.
combo meals they have on
a
my
progress meter,
channel
as
as long as it goes to
donations come in,
charity.
fill in. You have your level up number every time you've been able to reset your hype train, and then you have some stars at the top
Bees
that is kind of a
Troopers.
visual.
Yeah, those.
How you're doing with
I
your
found
hype
it.
train
Nice,
and kind of what
nice,
level
Corey.
You've reached with your hype train.
I'm glad you were able to
So,
find it.
One of the things that we made sure that we
That's
did
the other
this
thing
year
is
was to make sure
if we're
this
gonna be
hype
using like
train
crowd
works
control and a
for
bunch of other
everybody.
stuff, I don't want like
So a lot
a
of times, hype
1,000
trains
things
can
on
kind
my
of fall
screen,
short if you
but
don't have a huge,
I'll figure out a way to
audience,
make it look
or
nice.
Sometimes it can be too much if you have too big of an audience. So we want to try to make this tool fit everyone's stream. So we did that by creating an easy version and a medium version and a hard version. And basically what that means is that there's different donations amount that fill in.
Oh, sick. Oh, we can get
So the
dono
easy
hype
version is
trains.
around 25 donations.
So we can get
The
hype
medium
trains, but they're
version is
for
75
charity
donations,
specifically.
and the
That's
hard
fucking
version is
dope,
125
dude.
donations. So that's how many donations it would take to actually max out your
Burger King foot lettuce
And
brought to you by
so there
Burger
are
King's
also
dono to
some
St. Jude.
Visual differences between the two. And
Listen.
mainly around how the colored stars work at the top.
We used to have
So with the
gangs
easy version,
during the past
you'll
2
see
years
that
where people were like
when
part
the
of like
progress bar
69
fills
gang
in,
or part of
that means
like
you've gone
double
up a
zero
level. So you'll
gang
see
or
the first white star
whatever odds and
If
evens
you fill the
gang.
progress bar again, the second star will light up,
Where
and
people
then
were
green.
trying to like make the
And if it
sense
fills
at
in
the end of
again, the blue star will
donations,
light
like
up,
different
so on and so forth.
different numbers. It'll
The
happen.
difference between the medium and the hard
We'll get
version is that
memesters
instead of
donating
those
for
colors
sure.
Changing every time, you actually have to fill in like 5 white stars to level
The
up.
Dragon
to
Pin
green
and Koala
stars. Then
plush?
you
That's
fill in 5
dope.
green stars, and it'll
Helping
change
out
to
a great
blue, and
cause.
so on and so forth,
And you get
until
like
you
really
max
fun,
all
cool
of it.
stuff.
Once
is
the
neat.
bar does fill in, there is a nice little sound effect that goes off that lets you know that you've leveled up.
Yo,
and we've
that's
also
dope.
given you the ability to change how loud or soft that volume is. And so if you want it really loud,
Aw, nice.
whenever you level up, you can set that to 100. If you want it really quiet, you can set to 10.
Playlive.experience at St.
So one of the other things that
Jude.org.
we
Oh my
did
god.
too,
That's a
was from
long
direct
URL. I'll
feedback
try
from
to
some of our
remember.
fundraisers that tested this for us,
Waiting for 69
was letting
versus
people set
420.
the minimum dollar amount
It's harder
that
with
it would take
420 because of the
either
whole
activate
like.
or reset the hype train. So let's say, for example,
I
we wanna
guess
do a
if it's
giveaway,
like $4.20
once you've
at
hit
the
level
end of the
10,
amount, then yeah,
you
that
wanna
kind of
make
works.
sure, and it's a big giveaway.
So
You want to make sure that the donations
that
that,
is
are coming in
possible.
aren't just a bunch of $1.
That's actually
donations. And
possible.
so,
You're right.
or maybe you do want that, and so we've given you the option to set.
You have a bookmark?
that
Thank
number at
you. I
whatever
appreciate that,
want.
Corey.
By default, it's set to
I have a
5.
bunch of
You
like
can change that number
ambassador emails that have all this info in it. It's just
and
I
so,
will
then
just have to
towards the bottom,
find
you
them
can
in
see
my
where you can choose between
inbox.
Easy, medium, and hard, and that'll automatically set it up.
But
for
I
you.
appreciate
There's
that.
Nothing you have to do to change that. But let's say.
Yo,
also,
Austin, take care.
going back
Thank
to the
you
sound
for
effect that
being fan
you want that
here.
sound effect
Appreciate that a
off.
lot.
And so we've just given you the ability to turn that option on or off.
Fair
And
LOL.
the same
Yeah.
with the
I
level
already
up
have
button
this
that
info. It's
shows
just
how many
I've
times
forgotten
you
all
can
this
turn
info
reset.
already.
If
That's
you don't want that
that's the
level-
long and short of
level
it.
up number on there, then we've given you the ability to turn that on or off as well.
Wow,
And
this
then
is
just
actually
like our
really
other
cool amounts of
overlays, just your
customization.
username,
So funky. Oh my god, it
campaign slug
is,
from your
right?
Tiltify campaign.
It's pretty
Hit
freaking
that blue
dope.
Copy button, and you're good to go.
Oh my god, and then you just paste it into OBS. That's so easy.
this year is our donation alerts. This makes it so much easier. For
These
you
are
to
some
track
truly
your
funky, fresh links, yeah. 420 gang must make dues with the answer to life gang, the 42s. Then they'll rule the world. Hey, again, you guys start whatever gangs you need to, as long as it's raising money for St. Jude and not making anyone uncomfortable in chat. We'll do our thing, you know?
Activate the alert when the dollar amount has reached that minimum. So if you set it at 5, nothing under 5 will come across on your gameplay. We also have
Brian donated 100. Yeah, that was me.
The alert that we're using for the donation is actually the thank you.
Beans, take care. Have a good night.
So you can also toggle that.
Corey, thanks for sharing those links.
If it's not something you want to do, or you can set it really low or high. It's up to you. Again, you need to enter your Tiltify username and your campaign slug. Below that, it'll give you the URL that you need to paste.
And then you can just send test alerts right through the frickin' tools dashboard. That's actually great.
Right at the bottom
So it's
of the page,
basically
it also gave you the option
like
to
Streamlabs
test
or
your
whatever,
alert.
but just for the charity
We've heard back
stuff.
from the community that they
Brian
may
donated
have the
$100.
alert running, but they don't know
Last
yet.
year, I think I donated like 200 or 400 or something. I can't even remember.
Some of the hidden donations,
But there will be more from me for sure this year.
Toward the top of the
There will
page
be
with,
more
$10, $25, and
like
it's got a
challenge.
little icon next to it. That'll be replaced.
Oh,
with
hidden
the
donation
St.
alerts.
Jude one for your regular donation alerts, and you'll still see them.
Oh my god, I love that. I love that.
We also have a brand new graphics bundle this year as well that features
$100 for the cussing, $100 for the forbidden words. I think you're right on that one. I'm pretty sure you're right on that one.
So as you click through on the landing page, you can see some of the new
Look
things.
at you being so generous.
if you click
The link's not even live for us yet. Actually, technically, my link is live for it, but there's no incentives or anything added.
Animated,
but
you can use for a stream starting soon screen.
yeah, we'll be
really cool
I'll be
5-minute
donating a
countdown,
bunch out of pocket
overlay
this
as
year
well,
for sure.
And also some Be Right
So.
Back screens. And so we highly suggest you use these. They're really awesome. And we really think you're going to love using them on your stream.
The chatbot is not new, but we are definitely working on some enhancements
Chatbot.
for it this year. They're still in development, so they haven't been rolled out yet. But right now, you can get facts about.
Hey, what's up,
St.
Nook and
Jude.
Cranny Danny?
You can get information about your goals, your milestones, show how your donations are put to use. We also have a list of all the current commands that are available in the chatbot, and they can be found at the bottom of
Yeah,
the
if people know how to dig through Tiltify and Tiltify profiles, you can find the link early for donations for our St. Jude campaign, but I won't be like publicly sharing it until May 1st. But if you want to make an early donation, I'm not gonna say don't do that.
Discord community or on Twitter.
Broke your
Happy
fidget spinner?
fundraising.
Oh no! How do you break a fidget spinner? I don't know. It's mechanical, so it wears down over time. Bound to break eventually. I'm sorry that happened to you, though. All right. We got another patient story here. Don't tempt me, Brian. I mean, in fact, I'm not going to say don't do
I'd
it.
like to introduce you to Dr. Barbara Diane Mahone Brown, born in 1944, a force
Oh.
to be reckoned with, proud and strong. This is my mother. Barbara Mahone grew up in Tuskegee, Alabama, in the segregated South. What seems crazy to me is that her life in the segregated South is just one generation away from my life. What also seems crazy to me is that she used to dare my Aunt Paula to drink out of the white people's water fountain.
Wow.
Something that could have gotten them both in a lot of trouble.
It was,
possibly even killed. Not
when you
the
think about it,
smartest game of
very
truth or dare.
recent in our history.
Now let's fast forward from the 40s to the early 60s and another act of daring. Danny Thomas founds St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, a specialty hospital he builds intentionally in Memphis, Tennessee, in the segregated South. At a time where most hospital facilities had separate entrances, separate nurses, separate bathrooms, St. Jude blazed a trail. Everyone would be welcome, and they'd all come in through the same entrance. Additionally,
People of all walks of
Thomas
life,
looked
guys.
at what were thought to be incurable diseases and decided, God willing, they were going to find a cure. Now move forward to the early 80s. The world is now in color, and Dr. Barbara Diane Mahone Brown gives birth to this awkward-looking baby here. This is me in 1982.
Oh.
Fast forward to the year 2000, just 45 days before my high school graduation, I was diagnosed with a brainstem glioma and told that I had just 6 months to live.
Oh my God.
The tumor was in my pons and was inoperable. The right side of my body had started to go numb.
Oh my gosh.
Headaches, difficulty swallowing, blurry vision. Things were not looking good. They told my parents, she's going to be dead in a couple of days. You need to make plans. They told my father, there is no hope. Now here's my mother, all grown up, who was fighting with bill collectors and insurance companies while she was also fighting for my life. My father told me, your mother prayed and prayed that that tumor would come out of your head and go into hers. Now, I survived my battle with cancer. Unfortunately, 15 years later, here you can see my mother leaving the hospital and heading to hospice. As cruel fate would have it, my mom was diagnosed with multiple glioblastoma brain tumors.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just 6 weeks from her diagnosis to
Oh
her
no.
death. It was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. And some days it's hard to know how to move forward.
Oh.
2 years later, I got a job at ALSAC, the fundraising and awareness organization for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I work here so that no family has to go through what my family went through, so that no mother has to be fighting with insurance companies and bill collectors when all she should have been fighting for was helping her child live.
That's so sad.
I work here to give back with this borrowed time that I'm now living on. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a researcher. But this is what I can do to keep moving the fight forward, to help cross that bridge into the unknown future. So I say this to you. Believe that you can do something that they tell you you cannot do. Dream a dream that seems a little too big for this world.
Something.
Always
You need
be
to be
moving
moving.
forward. Bring light into these dark times.
People were hot mic'd in the
I
background.
dare you.
Oh. Oh, you know what? I just realized I debated everyone who just looked for our live link. I didn't hit publish on it yet. Just the preview is live. I'm so sorry. May 1st. May 1st. I know we're eager to jump the gun here, but May 1st. Been debated. That's my bad. I misremembered. Here's Zach.
It was an absolutely wild night. Thank you all so much for being with us through all this. It has been an absolutely incredible evening. And
Stream's not done after this, by the way, guys.
We're going to do something wild that we've never done before. The whole St. Jude Play Live staff and crew, we're live right now, which is something they really don't.
Yeah,
like
that's
us
Zach.
to do
His
because
mustache
sometimes we
is
might say stupid stuff.
immaculate,
So
right?
Please don't clip this if we say something.
Toxic
stupid.
Streamer Trolls
Or maybe
chat.
do and then just hold over us, whatever you want to do. So I want to
I send
introduce
crab
you
milk
to the
plushie, and in
entire
return, I
St.
get
Jude Play Live team
debated.
because we've honestly grown since we've seen y'all last. Because it's been 2 whole summits. So
Hey,
it's
Jason's
team,
there.
yeah, bring everybody in like that. So hi everybody. This is the whole St. Jude Play Live crew. I'm going to start off by
And
having everyone introduce
Amanda.
themselves by explaining what their favorite
And Ricky.
cheesy action movie is and saying what they do for us. So,
And Susan.
Hi
And
everybody.
everybody.
In case you don't know me, my name is Zach. I run the St. Jude Play Live team. My favorite cheesy action movie is Robot Jocks because big stompy robots are awesome. Jill, what is your favorite cheesy action movie?
Hey guys, I'm Jill. I'm helping with new business development, kind of back into operational stuff. And my cheesy action movie, because I know other people are going to steal my real one, so I'm going to save it, is Lethal Weapon 4, because 4 trumps all of the other ones.
Wow.
All right,
Bold
Amanda,
take.
What is your favorite cheesy action movie?
Hey, y'all. I'm Amanda, and I manage the community side of things. So I talk to all of you beautiful people online. My favorite action movie is The Fifth Element because it's a literal space opera that stands the test of time.
That's a good pick.
Your turn.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ricky. I'm the UX developer. You just heard my voice a minute ago. And my favorite action movie, although I don't know if it's an action movie, but I'm going to count it as The Never-Ending Story because it is the greatest story.
There's
that
action
never ends.
elements in it.
That is my favorite book,
Counts.
Ricky. I don't know if you know this, Miller. That is my favorite book. Also, I can hear the theme song in my head just blaring full volume right now. Jason.
Everyone is singing that right now.
Yeah. Jason, what is your favorite action movie?
Hi, I'm Jason Heitman, and I handle our partnerships and events for the St. Jude Play Live team. And the better buddy cop movie is Hot Fuzz. Thank you very much.
Bold statement.
Wow.
Belinda, what is your favorite cheesy action movie?
Hi, I'm Belinda, and I do.
I just
most of the
realized I'm
back-end
covering up Zach.
development
Give me a
and
second.
help
What?
Ricky out with the
There
tech
we go.
tools. And I don't really care for action movies, so I'm going to pick The Greatest Showman because it's full of dancing acting and lots of action in the dance world. So that's going to be my favorite.
We learned something fascinating when we were talking about this as a team, that Belinda doesn't watch movies really. Like, she's never the sort of person that watches a movie more than once, which I find fascinating because I realized I've watched like The Hunt for Red October like 30 times this week, and she's never seen a movie more than once. Susan.
That's so funny.
What is your favorite cheesy action movie? Yeah.
So I chose National Treasure because it's so stupid, but it feels smart if you can just suspend all sense of reality. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but
That's
I
a
feel like
great description of that.
And what do you do?
So I work on marketing for Play Live.
There we go.
And so if you've seen anything
Is that the Nick
been
Cage one?
printed
Yes.
that has the word St. Jude Play Live on it, I probably had a hand in having it made. So that's
Millions of Zachs and Rick
And
have been
our newest
affected.
member of the
I'm not
crew,
covering up
Christina,
Ricky
what
at
is your
all.
favorite action movie?
He's
Hey
fine.
everyone. So yeah, I work with in the game event and partnership development side of the team, and I'm gonna go for it. So my favorite is Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go with.
More modern.
Right. That's when Fast and Furious literally had superheroes introduced into the franchise at that point. So, what
True.
we're here to do for y'all is to answer any questions that you might have. We've got some canned questions that we've already got in a spreadsheet off to the side, but we're also watching chat. So if y'all have questions you want us to answer, we'll be kicking around for the next 30 or so minutes, able to answer any questions
right.
you have.
Chat.
And
So
to get started,
this is a
Ricky,
Q&A. I
what
think
was
this is
a
the
huge
last
swath
part
of stuff
of
that you
it.
just unveiled
Since
a
we
few
can't really
minutes ago?
participate, I'm going to actually
Can you call out your
probably
favorite
minimize the
things to
stream,
motion side
and we'll move on to...
Man, it's like picking your favorite child. I want
Opening-
because I know that's one of the things like we first talked about. when
Opening
we
the big
kinda
box
met as a big team a
that
couple
St.
years
Jude
ago,
sent
but
us
I think it's probably the alerts.
so that we can see what they got
mainly
going.
because I like the idea of being able to like one just have these cool alerts, but also.
But this
be
whole
able to,
team of
like,
people
have
is
the
amazing. These
Easter
these
egg
people
hidden
run the
gifts
St.
given
Jude Play
out
Live
that,
event and team and
that pop up
everything,
with
and
people's donations to let
they're
people
incredible.
know, like,
So
the impact they're actually making to the hospital with the donation. So I think I'm going to go with the alerts. Probably my favorite new tool that we're
one
launching this
second,
year.
chat. You set up
Awesome.
everything again.
Belinda, you
right.
also are like the yin to Ricky's yang. So every time that Ricky builds something cool and different, you have to be there building like the architecture and all the fun backend stuff that powers it.
What a great
So
stream, though.
can you
What
tell
a
us little
good
bit about
thing to
the difference
co-stream.
between, like, all
What
the
a
new
good
components you
thing
rolled out? So there's like an
to co-stream. I enjoyed that. I hope other people did as well. Give me 1 second to just fix my stuff, and then we can put the alerts back on for the stream. Some music. So that was the day 1 of the Digital Summit. I think that's the only day of this that I'm going to stream. Like I said before, normally I'd be in Memphis and we'd be doing this in a big conference hall. I'd be there with a bunch of other streamers and YouTubers and stuff. And we'd just be chilling. We'd just be chilling. It's been a long stream tonight. Not really. We normally go for at least 3 hours, and it's almost to that point, but pretty typical for us. But we normally get to do that in person, and obviously, again, these kids are, going through chemo, which makes their immune systems a little bit more susceptible to disease and things like that. They have cancer, they have sickle cell anemia, they have a ton of different illnesses that affect their immuno systems that we obviously want to keep them safe with. So didn't get to do that this year, didn't get to do that last year where we visited in person, but this is the best way to share it with the community, educate some people. Some of you guys got excited about the science behind St. Jude. Some of you got excited about the history of the hospital itself. Some of you got excited about the patient stories or the therapy programs that they have there. All those things add up together to allow this organization to exist. Again, for those of you who don't know or weren't here when we were talking about it or when the videos were talking about it or whatever, St. Jude is an incredible organization. Not only do they take in people from every walk of life, it doesn't matter where you're from in the world. It doesn't matter if you are part of the LGBTQ plus. It does not matter if you are someone who doesn't have health insurance. They invite all these people in. They pay for their travel. They pay for their lodging. They pay for their consultations. They pay for their operations. They pay for their medication. They pay for everything. Food, groceries, you name it. They actually have on-site housing where there are apartment buildings on the St. Jude campus that are like fully furnished, super modern. They're not like these rundown, like old sort of like motel rooms that they're shoving them in or anything like that. It's like modern apartments with like big screen, flat screen TVs, video game consoles for the kids, or the families if they want to enjoy that. Full kitchens, multiple rooms for the families to stay in, all taken care of. Those bills never, ever, ever even get close to the families. They do not ever have to see those. They do not have to pay a cent out of pocket. And on top of that, when there are these, breakthroughs with a patient, when they go, wow, we just found this new treatment method for this rare type of cancer, we're going to share that research for free with our online database where other medical institutions around the world, you heard one of the doctors talking about it, are able to access that, utilize that information, apply it to their own hospital, their own medical research institute, whatever it is, and save as many lives as possible. It is absolutely wild. Just absolutely wild. So, yeah. Free shipping until midnight Central Time tonight on the St. Jude shop. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's very, very cool. St. Jude is a fucking godsend, and that is a big understatement. Absolutely. 100%. I'm going to be sharing some of those patient videos, some of the older patient videos from previous years during the stream. You guys saw Zach and Carson. Part of the reason they were a big feature during the stream are because everybody who saw that initial video of them talking about like how video games help them through their pain and have helped their friendship, everyone fell in love with them as soon as we saw that video a couple years ago. And they really do embody sort of the spirit, the energy, the idea of St. Jude Play Live, where video gaming brings people together so that we can all do good. And it's just really, really incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. So very, very excited to once again tackle this particular cause with as much force as we can. Again, the link will be live May 1st, this Saturday. Whether or not I am streaming is up in the air because I am going to be getting a second poke of the COVID vaccine. And I might be on my ass. I might be unable to make it to my computer. So that is something that is up in the air. But at the very least, we will be starting sometime within the next few days here as far as all of this goes. So very, very excited for that. Brian, is it time for the Mackey cheese story? The macaroni and cheese story? No. That is something we'll save for the actual event itself. But there are a bunch of different stories that I can share from patients, from doctors, from people who work there. There's just hell of a lot of people that work at this organization and care. And when you meet them, when you talk to them, you know they care. You know they care. So it is one of those things where I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited to engage in this charity fundraising event for another year. I can't remember. This is like our 6th year doing it in a row or something like that. But we're going to be helping out families, helping out kids, literally changing lives. That's how it's going to go. That is how it's going to go. So make sure to be ready for that, because we're going to go as hard as we can. Classics like the Rage Game tier are going to come back. The Horror Game tier. Probably some Girbeagly cosplay. Who knows? Maybe opening some rare packs of Pokemon cards for one tier. Whole bunch of shit. Whole bunch of shit that's getting planned out as we speak. So, yeah. Look forward to some of the classics coming back, though. Probably going to be doing another tier where I can't swear. Like family-friendly tier is what we called it last year. So we're going to have like a tier for those of you who weren't here for that. It is a tier, and by tiers I mean blocks of $1,000 worth of donations. So let's say that I set the family-friendly tier at $3,000. When we hit $3,000 raised for the month, I activate the family-friendly tiers. So from between $3,000 and $4,000 donated to the campaign, I am not allowed to swear. And I'm not allowed to make any sort of innuendos. I'm not allowed to make any sort of like adult jokes. So I did that last year, and I said if I had like X number of strikes, I would donate 100 of my own dollars to St. Jude, which I think that ended in like 10 minutes or something stupid. There's another one where chat is allowed to delete words from my vocabulary. If you donate like $25, you can delete any word out of my vocabulary, and I have to get through the stream not using that word. So something that's probably going to come back. That's going to probably come back. Brian playing Getting Over It with Benefati. I already did that. We were never touching that fucking game again. With some exceptions. Exactly. You can't do St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Any of those words that go into the title of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, you can't delete those ones because we have to promote the charity still. But yeah. Are we brainstorming milestones? Not brainstorming, just letting people know sort of what we've done in previous years and what to expect, kind of, Lev. I mean, you've been here for so many of them that, hoo boy. What if we delete then my life will be very fucking hard. I unironically enjoy playing the baby game. I mean, you do you. You find your happiness. You find your center. Who am I to tell you otherwise? Anyway, so the whole reason that we're not activating the link until May 1st is this is the last couple days of April. Any like bits, subs, whatever that have come through this month still go towards me helping cover, rent, electricity, supplies that I buy for these streams for the month of May. Because in the month of May, we are going to be putting a focus, like granted bits and subs and stuff are still going to come to me, but we're going to be encouraging and prioritizing direct donations directly to the cause. So that is something that's going to be going on. But let's open this big box that St. Jude sent us. See what's in here. Oh my god, I think I might have just flashed something. Oh, fuck. I really hope I didn't just dox myself on stream. I really fucking hope I didn't just dox myself on stream. Fuck. I don't know if I did or not. You know what? Self-defense, I think, is legal in New York. Fucking test me on my property. Alright, we got this big-ass box. And, I'm gonna put this fucking sticker on this just in case, so it doesn't... Wait, that also has my address on it. What the fuck kind of box is this? Alright, whatever. Delete the VOD. I'm not that afraid about it, honestly. If someone shows up at my doorstep, I know my fucking rights. That's all I'm gonna say. It's too blurry to see? Nice, Lav, the superhero we needed. Holy shit. For a second, I was like, oh, God. Like, I'm moving at some point, probably this year. And I was like, if people show up, if people do whatever, like, I'm out of here soon anyway. Fuck, though. That's the closest I've ever come to making a monumental boo-boo on stream. That was almost awful. All right. I'm gonna open it down here now. Fuck. I'm watching my screen intently. I'm putting my hand over it. Oh my god. Okay, this is adorable. Alrighty. Okay, so. Okay, so here we go. So. I would like to know who you'd think would show up. We're in a panini. I think that there's some sort of disconnect with you assuming anyone who would be inconsiderate enough to show up at someone else's house on their private property would be fucking considerate enough to give a shit about a global pandemic. I think you're giving way too much faith into humanity there. This was St. Jude's plan all along to make you dox yourself on stream. Jesus Christ, it fucking is. Doxing ourselves for charity. Yeah, we hit $50,000. I doxed myself live. I'm not going to say when, though. I'm going to dox it like the night I'm moving. All right, so this came with a little, like, guide to fundraising. They normally include these little info sheets and shit like that, which is amazing. I love it. Makes me so happy. But I'm happy because, Corey, so you don't have to give me the links. They're all in this info. Anyone who shows up at Brian's house is going to catch these hands. Listen, when I lived in Florida, I had complete strangers just, like, walk into my fucking house one night. It was really terrifying. I'll show up to anyone's house even without them doxing their addresses. I just know. Good lord. Ryan would fit in the box. He does regularly stream from in the toilet. Oh my god, this mythology again. All right, so very important to note. Mentioned this a couple times. People might not believe me because why is this on my lap? Why don't I just pick up stuff one at a time? Every dollar matters. When it comes to organizations like this, every single fucking dollar matters. It does not matter if you are able to donate $1,000 or donate $1. I've been to this hospital. I've been to this facility so many times now. And the whole thing is $1, you might go, oh, I only got $1 to spare. Darn it. What can I do? What kind of difference can I make? $1 can buy a bottle of hand sanitizer. It can buy some like rubber or latex gloves or whatever, plastic gloves that like a worker might need for like the like the cafeteria there. It can buy a box of tissues that a grieving mother might need to use. There's a whole bunch of incredible things that $1 can do. So, but you'll also see there's a breakdown of a number of different things that even larger donations can do. Every $10 to St. Jude helps provide a new toy for hospital play areas. So they have all these playrooms scattered around the hospital. They have playrooms in the living quarters there. Whole bunch of really cool things like that. I can explain a little bit more about the cool features the living quarters have as well in a moment. But I've been to some of the playrooms. They are not just like, the old wooden block set from the 1950s that a doctor's kept around for, the past 70 years. It's nothing like that. It is like brand new toys. If a kid wants a Marvel Avengers toy, those can be added. There's video game consoles. There are, they have computers where they can access the internet. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff like that. So, $10 provides a new toy, like a new ball for like one of the basketball courts, stuff like that. It's really cool. They got Paw Patrol toys. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they've got a lot of the newest cool stuff, and $10 goes towards funding that kind of thing. $25 helps cover the cost of a no more chemo party. So you guys saw in that one little clip the no more chemo party where you all pointed out the straight out of chemo shirts that the staff were wearing and the family were wearing and things. When a child has successful chemotherapy and it removes the cancer from their body and they no longer need chemo anymore, the staff come together, like all the doctors that treated them, all the nursing staff, whoever they want to invite, gets to go to the room, throw confetti, play a little bit of music, sing the No More Chemo song, and basically go, we're going to be sending you on your way. $25 is all it takes to do that. $50 helps provide art supplies for patient art parties. So I said before, there's art therapy at this hospital. I've been to a bunch of the art rooms there. Again, they're not just these like little like rinky-dink rundown, using old rose art crayons from the 90s in there. It's one of those things where they get, new pens, new paper, new paints, new markers, whatever it is that they need. And if they're too weak to make it to an art therapy room, the art therapy comes to them. These kids are catered to in such a great way where they can send up supplies, they can send up a staff member to keep them company and draw with them. It's just really, really cool. It's really, really cool to see that. So art supplies, big thing, $50 can brighten a kid's day, just like gaming, like Zach and Carson were talking about. Something to take your mind off the pain, something to take your mind off of what's going on around you, make it less scary. And that's the biggest thing, guys, is these kids, I've gotten to talk to some of these kids, is most hospitals are not a positive experience. You used to smelling like that sort of formaldehyde smell. The lighting is all super white and washed out and sanitized, and it's something that's not fun for a kid to be a part of. St. Jude isn't like that. They have actually a custom air filtration system that costs like $1 million to install there that actively cycles the air. It cycles the air of the hospital so that it doesn't have that hospital smell. That kids don't have that trigger later on in life as adults about going to a hospital and being reminded of the time that they had to be treated for cancer and hooked up to all these machines and tubes and things. So that's what St. Jude does as far as like the mental health of the patients as well. So it's one of those things that it's just incredible, like the lengths that they go to help these kids. So a lot of these kids, when you talk to them, will not tell you that they have scary memories or scary experiences being at St. Jude. They might go, yeah, I get scared sometimes before like a procedure. I get a little bit nervous or something. But it's the staff, the environment itself, the activities that are allowed to be shared with them to let them have a real childhood, to be kids the way kids should be. All of that is afforded to them so that they can get through this and focus just on recovering, and their family can focus on being with them and loving them and spending as much time with them as they can. It's a really wonderful organization. So $50 gets those art supplies, guys. But potentially changes a kid's life. $100 is a red wagon. So you see these little red wagons all throughout the hospital. If you ever get the chance, the opportunity, the privilege to visit St. Jude, you'll see sometimes there's little kids being pulled around by like a nurse or a family member in a little red wagon. Those little red wagons are for kids who are maybe unable to walk themselves because they're too weak, or they're just too young, because there are babies at this hospital. So those little red wagons, you'll always see them like smiling as they're being like pulled around all throughout the hospital on them. My sister was in the hospital throughout her whole childhood. It means the world to me that you are all doing these streams to make the suffering she went through a thing of the past. Slab of butter. That's the exact thing. It's not just about treating today's kids. It's about furthering the research, because the research in the name St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is so important. The research will help ensure that other kids don't have to go through this in the future. Or if they do, it's going to be an even more comfortable experience for them. It's an incredible thing. It's a really, really incredible thing. St. Jude is just amazing. Imagine having that kind of care and consideration during the worst experience. Exactly. It's so wonderful. $250. Provide meals for a St. Jude family. Not just the kids, but a family for a full week. So 1 full week of meals, $250. We normally can do that in like 10 minutes in one of these streams. So $250 will allow us to feed a family at St. Jude for a week. Again, they don't have to pay for food. They don't have to pay for lodging. They don't have to pay for anything like that. It's a really incredible thing. $500. 1 platelet transfusion. I know that chat was popping off about platelets earlier tonight. Platelets, obviously, something that dips really, really hard. Are you doing a charity stream right now? No, not right now, dude. But it was the St. Jude Digital Summit tonight, the one that I normally fly out to Memphis for. Obviously, with COVID, we can't do it. So tonight was just the Digital Summit where we co-streamed it, and people were able to learn a little bit more about the organization and the staff and everything like that there. But nice to see you, man. May 1st, though, this Saturday, as long as COVID hasn't kicked my ass, or COVID vaccine hasn't kicked my ass, because I'm getting my second COVID dose tomorrow. As long as I'm not on the ground, in a puddle of my own mucus, Saturday we will be kicking off the St. Jude fundraising for the month. And the entire month of May, that's going to be open, just like normal. So every stream's going to focus on doing that. So it's going to be pretty dope. But platelet transfusions are so important. Those of you guys who don't know about platelet count, they have to be in a certain count, a certain level, to be considered healthy in your blood. Every $20 $20 charity dono will get a small baggie of Brian's mucus. Oh my God, that would... No. No. The whole thing with platelets is the number of them drops off significantly because of chemo. Chemo treatment, very effective treatment. Not the most precise science, though, so the side effects, especially on a very young body, are really intense. So when it comes to platelet count, it's very important to get a lot of these kids after chemo on platelet transfusions to make sure that their platelet count stays healthy. $500. We've raised $500 over and over and over again in this community for this cause. We have provided so many platelet transfusions for these kids. Platelets have saved me before. I had ITP where my platelets would drop to 1K until they took out my spleen. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that you had to go through that, but yeah, it's a very important part of the recovery process for a lot of these kids, for sure. $750, help cover the cost of 3 days of oxygen for a St. Jude patient. So you probably saw in a couple of those videos and clips, a lot of these kids have tubes running into their nose. Some of those are semi-permanent implants. That means that like you can't just yank them out again. They are really down in there to help provide enough oxygen, for their blood, for their lungs, just in general. So 3 days worth of oxygen is $750. We can do that easy. We're going to cover that many times over during this campaign. $1,000, you help provide parent necessities for 20 patient families. So one of the things that you might have heard being talked about by some of the doctors and scientists during the stream is sort of the urgency of getting patients there. There's patients who will be diagnosed at their local hospitals, and they'll go, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't have the money for this. I don't have, I don't know. I don't have the resources available to like handle all of this. When they receive a referral to St. Jude's turnaround process is so goddamn quick. They fly them out there as soon as they can or drive them out there as soon as they can. And a lot of the times it's so quick. You have a little cash to spare this year? I'm so hyped. Lav, you're awesome for that. Thank you. A lot of the times, these parents, they're thinking about their kid. They're going, oh my God, my kid. Like, we have to make sure that they have all these necessities. They have enough changes of clothes. They have enough, toothpaste and everything like that. And they forget to grab their own stuff. So many families arrive and they go, oh my God, I didn't know we were going to have to stay here for 6 months. For observation. I didn't know that we had to go through this much with our child. So they're not going to have, enough changes of clothes. They're not going to have toothbrushes and toothpaste. They're not going to have specific necessities, shampoo, conditioner, whatever it might be. So for 20 of those families that have forgotten those essentials, $1,000 is going to cover it for them. It's going to provide them with all those things that they need to just exist. And again, another thing. Amanda, take care. Thank you so much for being here. Another thing about this, about these living quarters that they're in these, big apartment buildings I was describing. One of the coolest things about them is their features. They have, teen centers where, kids can go, teenagers can go play video games, get on the internet if they want to, if they don't have access to a personal computer. They can mingle with other teenagers. They can, do whatever it is that they want, basically hang out in there. They have little family centers where, families can go and color together or put together a puzzle or play a board game or something like that. Pip Rigsby, take care. Thank you so much for being here. It's really incredible. My favorite feature, and I've talked about this a couple times before. I've talked about this a few times before, but my favorite feature at one of the apartment buildings is sponsored by Target, the company, the big company, grocery store Target. Target is a huge St. Jude sponsor, and it's called the Target House. You might have heard a couple of the people talking about the Target House. The Target House has a theater in it, this little mini theater. You go into this room. The room itself is sponsored by DreamWorks, the animation movie company DreamWorks. DreamWorks sponsors a room in the Target House. It's decked out with How to Train Your Dragon and Shrek and all these cool things, all these big murals and toys and collectibles and stuff are all over this room for kids to just mess around with and feel like they're in a movie basically. It's really, really cute. It's really, really cute. And DreamWorks has provided all this. The coolest thing about it though, in the center of the room, rows of chairs. A giant projector screen, giant theater projector screen. These kids, they get early access to DreamWorks movies. So if there's a new How to Train Your Dragon that comes out, if there's a new DreamWorks animated feature film that comes out, these kids get to watch it ahead of time, beamed straight from DreamWorks corporation to this room. And they get to watch the movies early. just as like an extra little perk thing to bring like their families together and stuff. So DreamWorks does that. Another huge corporate sponsor of St. Jude. It's like so amazing to see that. But these kids get to like enjoy like the new How to Train Your Dragon movie together with their family. So that's like one of my favorite little rooms in there. It's really, really cool. So again, our money goes towards providing these types of perks, these types of like sometimes much needed distractions from like the pain and like the uncertainty and the sadness that's associated with a lot of these procedures and conditions. So it's a really incredible thing, and it makes me unbelievably just happy. $1,500, guys. $1,500. God, we hit that in like normally the first day. $1,500 helps cover a majority of the cost for 1 day of chemotherapy. So we've talked about this a lot of the times. Chemotherapy, you might go $1,500, so like roughly like $2,000 covers the cost of like a round of chemo. And you might go, man, but chemo is something that like people have to do over and over again. That you know, one round of chemo for like $2,000, that doesn't seem like a lot. But here's the thing. What if that's the last round of chemo a kid needs? What if this kid has gone through, 17 rounds of chemo before, and this 18th round that we just bought their family is the last one they need for them to get better? You never know. You never know if it's the last one, so they can ring that bell. Exactly, Carrie. So that's the way that I like to look at it is, we didn't just raise money for one chemotherapy appointment. We raised enough money for some child's last chemotherapy, and after they get done with that, they go into observation, and then they get to leave out that main entrance of St. Jude with their family and get to go live their life together. That's the way that I try to look at it. So, $2,500. Help provide 5 hours of physical therapy. That is a lot. Again, sometimes these kids, you saw with Zach, he unfortunately had to lose both of his legs, had them, amputated to prevent the spread of his cancer. $2,500 to help him get used to walking again on his new prosthetics. It's a pretty small price to pay to give a kid some sort of movement, some sort of freedom back. Sarah, take care. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, thank you so, so much. $5,000. That is how much it costs, guys. The reason that we aim to raise as much as we do year after year, $5,000 is a single day, single 24-hour session in the ICU at St. Jude, because there are so many resources that go into keeping these kids alive. If they have to go to the ICU, there is so very much that needs to go into that, like as far as medication, as far as examination, as far as observation equipment that they're hooked up to. It costs a ton. $5,000 could help a kid get through the night. So, something to keep in mind. And that's just the first piece of paper in this box, guys. It took me over 25 hours of physical therapy just to be able to move my neck after a minor car accident, so I can't imagine how much PT they need to help them walk again. Exactly, Sarah. What else is in here? Oh my god, okay. Without doxing myself this time, this is on the inside of the box. It's the Fever Fighter. It's artwork by a St. Jude patient named Ethan. The Fever Fighter, drawn by Ethan, because oftentimes when you go through chemo or when you have cancer or a different illness, your body's fighting it off so hard it creates a fever in your body. So this guy goes around and he beats up the fever for those kids that are having to deal with that. So every year, for those of you who don't know, St. Jude has a different... They normally pick like one or two as like their thematic patient art. So they theme everything with the like art of the patients. which is really cool. And when you walk around the hospital, you see that. They actually have all these corridors that are filled with art by the patients at St. Jude with like positive messages, and it's really great. Last year's was space themed. Yeah, Corey, it was a rocket ship, which was adorable. So this is the resource kit. This explains just... Oh my god, wait. Okay. Okay, alright. I was gonna just, like, toss this one aside because it's, like, mainly just explaining, like, the overlays and stuff we just learned about on the stream. This, guys, is awesome. This is actually fucking dope. So, the art, the Fever Fighter I just showed you was made by this boy. This is Ethan, right here. This is Ethan 11 years ago. This is Ethan in 2010. This is Ethan now in well, not now, but that's Ethan in 2019. Cancer-free. That's awesome. That's freaking dope. So the little boy who drew the art that they picked out for this year's theme is off thriving as like a teenager right now. That's really incredible. That's really cool. Or like a young 20-something probably. We got our little goal sign. This goal is going to be 20K. Last year we raised 21K. I'm knocking it down 1,000 from what we did last year because I know we're capable of hitting it. Because last year was also, I mean, we were also in Panini, so I'm not going to raise it. I'm not going to raise it higher than what it was last year because I know we're capable of hitting it. But also, we're going to do 20K. If we hit 20K, expectations beyond very low because, again, I don't want people to hurt themselves over this. You know, it doesn't help anyone if you go broke donating to a charity because then you're unable to help yourself and then you have to rely on other people's generosity as well then. So we don't want to self-defeat here. But 20K is something that we did 21 last year at like the height of like the pandemic stuff. So I think we can do 20K. I think it's gonna be possible. I love this. That it's got the art on it this year. Really great stuff. Got little Fever Fighter postcards. That's adorable. I love those. Save the cat. Hi. Oh my god. Okay, this is amazing. I got a pin. Check out this pin. This is a little pin that I can put onto stuff with the Fever Fighter right on it. St. Jude Play Live 2021 to commemorate it. That's so cute. I love it. Oh no, my arch nemesis stickers. I don't know where I'm going to be able to put them. Because once I use them, they're used. But there's stickers. There's a ton of stickers in here. There's ones that say Play Live, some that just say St. Jude, some that are the little firefighter guy. So dope. Okay, these are dope. I'm going to definitely have to wear one of these very soon. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital mask. Let's go, baby. And a firefighter mask. Or a fever fighter mask. So a mask with his art on it. Stickers stress me the fuck out. Yeah, we were talking about that before. It's like some of us are so indecisive. We're like, where do we... once I use this, it's done. Can't use this. Got temporary tattoos. That's very cute. We have these terrifying face masks. Oh, were sent to me. Do those on your face instead of stickers? Maybe. Although the stickers, I have so many left over from last year, Corey, I might just use those again. These are like face masks that are meant to be like spa masks, but like that's horrifying if you put that on. Look at that in the corner there. That's not okay. Okay. I have these are just like silly idea things. So they send you a bunch of stuff normally year after year of like, oh, this could be for like a funny part of the stream. Oh man. Oh my god, wait, I just had an idea. I got these crab mitts. What if I play games? What if I try to play games on my PC with these on for one of the tiers? What if I try to play games with these on my hands? Big meaty claws. Crabulous idea. I was just going to say that. Oh my god, yeah. So we're going to have a traditional rage game tier, and then we could play like, I could try to play a real game with those on for one of the tiers. Came with a party popper, which I don't know if I'm going to launch that in my office because I don't want confetti to get into my computer fans. But it's cute that they added that. And then this I fucking hate, but we do it every year. This is my least, like, genuinely one of my least favorite tiers that we do. Bean Boozled. You get to flick the little wheel of fortune that's in there, and I eat a horrible bean. Something that we can do. So this year's flavors are stink bug and toasted marshmallow, buttered popcorn, or rotten egg. More like the wheel of misfortune, yes. Peach and barf. God, I hate that one. Juicy pear and booger. Tutti Frutti and stinky socks. God, that one is just horrendous. Birthday cake and dirty dishwater. Berry blue toothpaste. Wait, berry blue and toothpaste. That one's the only good one. Because toothpaste is still like a cleanser, you know? And that's the bad flavor is the toothpaste. It's just mint. And berry blue is actually like kind of tasty. Chocolate pudding and canned dog food. Canned dog food is one of the worst tastes in here. Coconut and spoiled milk. God, yeah, you guys, I can't find the Korean milk candies to do again, so that's the closest we'd get. Strawberry banana smoothie and dead fish. So, yeah. The puke and rotten egg kill me every time. Yeah, same, Carrie. I do not like those. So that's something. Thanks, St. Jude, for sending this to me. No, okay. We got bubble tape, which I'm assuming is probably for, like, Chubby Bunny or something. Or just to see, like, how big of a bubble you can make. So that's something else. And this doesn't mean I'm going to use all these props, but it's kind of cool that they just sent them, you know? Okay, wait. We got googly eyes, but we already got the smile stickers, so we'll probably use those again. Rotten egg would be tastier than Lav's egg. Oh, absolutely. Also a button. I don't know what this says. Doesn't say anything. Oh, it's not on. Okay. Okay. Holy fuck. I wasn't ready. I thought I was gonna have a cute pre-recorded message. It's a fucking air horn. I was not ready for that. I think you probably just watched part of my fucking soul come out of my asshole. So I guess we could put this. I could maybe ring that every now and then. Who knows? I don't know why I would. We already have alerts, so I don't know if I'd use that. Oh my god. So they always include an animal mask. We got. This is very fitting that they sent me a cat mask because I love cats. So there's a cat mask. I don't know if I'll use this. I have a fish one from last year downstairs in my basement. That's kind of cute, honestly. That's cuter than the fish. Last but not least, what the fuck? These little things are everywhere, dude. Whoa, what the hell? Wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Okay. That St. Jude pin. Look at that. I got one of my own. Actually, I think I have 2 of these now. It was cute. The longer you look, it's terrifying. This is so cute. Last year, they sent us the ABCs of St. Jude, which had like poetry and art from various patients. This is a pop-up tour of St. Jude. It's a pop-up book. They literally sent us a pop-up book of the St. Jude Hospital. So it goes through the beginnings of St. Jude. Little pop-ups. Danny Thomas, the founder. No child should die in the dawn of life. That's so cool. Okay. Ah, there's the hospital. That's pretty sick. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was something. So someone mentioned that they liked the Pride stuff that was in the gift shop at St. Jude. So they have this like big hallway in the hospital where there's flags from around the world to signify that they accept patients from anywhere in the world and that their research goes all around the world to every organization that wants to use it. So that's really cool. But again, they don't turn away people based off, how they identify. They're very LGBTQ plus friendly, thus the Pride merch that you see in their shop. In this hallway, they have a Pride flag hanging up as well. This is the K Cafe. It's like their little dining hall. You can go in here, and there are salad bars, and I don't know how they do it now. Apparently, it's like closed down because of the COVID restrictions. But normally what it is there's like a pizza station, a pasta station, a sandwich station where you can get like subs. There is a salad bar. There is a place where you can get like fresh baked goods. There's so many amazing things at this place. And because oftentimes your taste and your appetite are affected by things like chemo or just cancer itself. Hey, what's up, Mel? Oftentimes what will happen is kids will go, oh, I don't want anything here. So the chefs there will ask if they have any special requests. And there's a special story associated with that we will share once the streams get going for St. Jude. But you can make special requests for special meals that the chefs will prepare for you. So, really cool little feature. This is the Pediatric Cancer Genome Project. They were talking about it, how they basically break down the genome and analyze it so they can find genetic links to the treatment that they're providing. So that even if someone got something genetically and was born with it, they're able to treat it in some kind of way. And they're about to have a massive breakthrough with anemia, with sickle cell anemia specifically. So pretty amazing. An incredibly common, illness that affects so many people in such a massive way. They are having medical breakthroughs right now there, which is really great. So they have like sculptures and things like that all over the grounds to like sort of brighten up the atmosphere and remind people, because it's themed around like research and recovery, of all the good work that St. Jude does. The last one is a little pop-up of all these patients, all these kids that you guys will be helping. You're going to be helping all of them. So, thank you for that. And that's our little pop-up tour. You guys got to see a little bit of the campus there with that. Let me just put all this away quick, chat. There's so much stuff. So much stuff. Boy, there's so much. How will I put it all away? So thank you again to St. Jude for sending me all those cool things and getting me amped up for the upcoming charity streams that we're going to be doing throughout the course of May. It's going to be awesome. I don't know, it's honestly an honor to be a St. Jude ambassador, to be someone who gets to spread word about this cause. Again, we as a community have raised, I'm going to ballpark, like $40,000, $50,000 or something for St. Jude alone over the years. That's not too bad. That's really not too bad. So sad for these kids, but god damn it, we're going to do everything we can. Absolutely. 100%. We're going to keep doing everything we can. We are going to knock it out of the park. We're absolutely going to knock it out of the park. Anyway, chat. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's little stream. Again, more educational for you, just to share the digital summit experience. Normally what happens during these is, like I said, when they're in person, it's just me in a giant conference hall of other streamers and YouTubers and stuff like that. And all of us are crying. Just because they show those videos on this like giant stage, and it's like in this big like conference hall, like in a conference center. And we're all just like hugging each other and crying. So that all you hear is sobbing and sniffling during one of these. So this was less of that. Maybe on your side there was some of that, but like I get to share that now with my own community, which is like really, really cool. So I'm very excited. For those of you who are new to this community, especially if you've never taken part in a St. Jude Play Live month, May 1st through the end of May, focus, the priority, etc., is on spending every dollar we can on these kids, making sure that we can change as many lives as we can. It's something near and dear to my heart and near and dear to a lot of other people's hearts. There's going to be moments where things get kind of sad as we talk about them, but we're always going to remind people of the hope that St. Jude provides. I would not push this hard for this particular organization if I did not care and did not believe in it with my entire chest. I am so committed to this organization, and I want nothing but the best for every single life that is touched by it. We're going to kick some major ass this upcoming month, and I appreciate every single one of you who's here for it. Those of you who've been around for, a year, years, however long, however many of these that you've seen, you can attest to the fact that we go crazy for these. that there are some weird things that happen, goofy ass gimmicks, and just funny shit that happens year after year whenever we do these. Very, very excited to share in that. And sometimes it evolves as it goes. Sometimes I don't have a full battle plan for the month. Sometimes we create new tiers as we raise money. So I'm just really excited to share this experience with everyone. I'm very, 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 very excited. Having lived over a year at Strong Hospital. Sorry, I have to read this off because that's very near me. As a kid, people like you are the reason why kids can get the extra help and happiness they need. Yeah, Strong is another really wonderful hospital that has done so much for so many kids in the community in the Rochester area. Definitely another cause that I hope we can help directly in some kind of way. But yeah, I mean, because they are, for those of you who don't know, Rochester Strong Hospital has a children's hospital branch to it that deals with kids with cancer, kids with other life-threatening illnesses, and it's done a lot of work in the community to make sure that people who are from various backgrounds are able to receive the treatment that they need and employ a massive amount of the population in the city, which is fantastic. So Strong is another one that we might do some fundraising for at some point this year. But they do some incredible work. They do some absolutely incredible work. And for you to be able to compare your experience at Strong to what we do here for St. Jude as well is really, really great. Because honestly, St. Jude should be the standard, not the exception. It should be something that every hospital strives to be when it comes to its care of not just children, but any patient that needs help. So hopefully someday the St. Jude financial model, as they call it, extends even farther than it has. There are multiple hospitals around the U.S. and around the world that have started adopting the same sort of idea of donation run, make sure the patients aren't buried under life-crippling healthcare bills. So that is something that St. Jude revolutionized. And Danny Thomas, when he started the organization, revolutionized. And we're going to make sure that it continues to thrive, that it continues to survive. But anyway, chat, I got to get going. I went to Strong 2. I just had to check. Oh, wild. It is a hospital that's not only known in the New York area, but it's known throughout the country. We have some of the most progressive heart health care there. There's a whole bunch of different things that are revolutionized by the Strong Medical Group here in Rochester. So it's really, really cool. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wind down here. Just wanted to share that experience with everyone. Tomorrow, Friday, I am not 100% sure if we're going to be streaming tomorrow because, again, I'm getting the second dose of the COVID vaccine with Morgan tomorrow, and I might be dead. I might be totally wiped out from it. So no guarantee Friday or Saturday that we'll be streaming, but we will try to. If it's a Friday stream, then Friday will be the last normal stream before St. Jude stuff starts. And we'll goof around and do whatever the hell. But Saturday will be the first day that the link goes live for our St. Jude campaign. And even if I'm not up to streaming, I will be promoting it over on social media as much as I am physically able to. And hopefully we raise a couple bucks for that as well. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wind down here. Thank you so much for spending the almost past 4 freaking hours with me tonight, especially because I wasn't really reading chat that much tonight. I was mainly focused on the summit itself because, again, this is a experience that's very important to me. You guys got to be the bonus ride along, basically. But yeah, we're just gonna be vibing and having a good time tomorrow, and then Saturday we're gonna go as wild as we can. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be great, and I'm so proud of this community for all that you've done in the past, and I am proud of everything that I know you're going to be doing in the future for this cause. Thank you, every single one of you, for listening to me ramble and rant about how much I love this organization and how much good it can do, and just I'm just so excited for it. Thank you so much. But anyway, chat, thank you so much for everything. Thank you very, very much for all the follows, the bits, subs, resubs, whatever came through tonight. Not a lot of crazy activity, but that wasn't the point. That was not the focus of tonight's stream. So I hope that people just enjoyed learning, enjoyed vibing out, enjoyed getting emotional. Whatever it is that you felt during the stream is valid. I appreciate you for keeping me company in chat. For those of you who were just lurking, thank you for lurking. Thank you for sharing your time. Again, when we start actually raising for St. Jude, please keep in mind, don't feel bad if you can't donate. Your time is so goddamn important. Your support is so goddamn important. There were nights, I remember 2 years ago specifically, I was playing rage games, and I was so angry at the rage game that I was playing. It was like 10:30 at night or something, and like I think we had like 40 viewers or something like that, and so there wasn't like, chat was like pretty sleepy, kind of dead at the time, and I was like sort of getting like grumpy at the game I was playing. I was like, oh my god, I'm not like actually having any fun playing this rage game, so like what's the point? Because like I need to raise money for these kids, so like people are gonna be able to tell I'm not having fun. And like one chatter came in, didn't donate anything, just said like a really nice thing, like, thank you for doing what you're doing. You're doing great. This is so funny. Turned my entire night around. I put 1,000,000,000% energy into everything I was doing. We ended up raising like an additional like $300 that night for St. Jude. That moment will always stick out. If you are here offering your support, your moral support, if you are sharing the stream, once we start going live with these charity streams, if you are telling your friends about it, if you're telling your family about it, whatever, that is so much. That is a massive amount of support for this charity organization, as well as this community. Again, I tell you guys all the time, our time is our most important, valuable resource, and you sharing it with me genuinely means the world, especially when I'm so hyped up about a good cause. It really means everything to me. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you very, very much for to those of you who are going to be sharing, because again, ripple effect, guys. You don't know, even if you have a small number of followers on your social media, one of those followers might have more than you, or they might have the same amount, and they might share it with their friends, and then that circle might get wider and wider and wider and larger. And we got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson suddenly having seen a retweet of my tweet going, I want to help that cause. I'm going to stop by. One of these years, we're going to fucking get him, guys. One of these years, we're getting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to come by and donate like $10,000 to St. Jude. It's going to happen. That is the goal. This year, I'm going to stop being, I don't want people to spam him, but I am going to tag him a couple times on Twitter. I'm shooting my shot this year. We want Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to come by, drop a little bit of a dono, you know? We're going to see what happens. So, all my followers on Twitter have more than me, but that's perfect then for you to have people who have slightly larger circles than you to retweet then your tweet about, hey, come check out the charity stream. That gets it on even more eyes, and then some of their followers might have more than them, and it just keeps expanding and expanding. It could happen. It's helped before. We have had people who are long-term members of this community who came because they saw a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend's retweet of the charity and decided to stick around and donate like $1,000. It's happened. So never, ever, ever undercut your value when it comes to influencing how these charity streams turn out. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Cookie Bean, I'm so sorry you're joining right as we're about to end here, but thank you so much for saying hello. Hope that you've had a good end of your week here as we start moving into the weekend. Anyway, I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be for you. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you so very much. I really, really do. Finger hearts as usual. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here. I'll hopefully see all of you in the next one, but thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and learning about this cause that is near and dear to my heart and genuinely means so much on a personal level. Thank you so much. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.